What's up, everyone? Hey, we just got to freshen up on some of the people that support us out here with Just Another Failure podcast. By the way, Heatwave Visual just dropped their new Future Tech sunglasses. They got 3 colorways, I think, right now. We have kind of what would you call that, a rainbow lens?
Yeah, I kind of got a pink rainbow lens.
Yeah, and they got a gold lens and a black lens, and they got the clear frames, they have the safety frames. Anyways, Heatwave's awesome. They're our buddies out of San Jose, California. And they hook us up. If you head over, use promo code FAIL, and get hooked up on the website. Grab yourself some sunglasses, maybe a sick t-shirt or a hoodie.
They got sick gear and sick glasses.
Yeah,
so.
Let's support our rad buddies out there. Also, our buddies at Rockwell, they make sick watches. I've been loving my Coliseum Assault watch. I run the Thid Rent line. He's running the same thing. The watches are great. You can burn your calories on here. You can check your run. 2 different time zones.
Kind of does it all.
It does it all. They're quality watches that we have everything from sportswear to luxury wear. Plus they do CrossFit gear. They do workout supplements, everything. Head over, use Failure 20 with those guys. Get yourself laced up with some sweet gear. Also, we got to shout out our buddies London Boat Rentals for hooking us up with a spot and letting us record.
Yeah, definitely thank you to London Boat Rentals, because without them, we wouldn't have this awesome studio that we have. So yeah, big shout out to them.
If you're in the Long Beach area, stop by, grab a Duffy, come down, stop by Ballast Point Boathouse. We're open again. You know,
life's back, baby.
Let's go.
But yeah, we also have a couple other sponsors. Muertos Coffee. These guys are awesome. The guys that run this are just downright cool dudes. The coffee, also amazing. And I mean, what better way to help give back to our first responders? Because every purchase through Muertos Coffee, 5% goes back to first responders. So get yourself some good coffee and go support the people that help you.
It's firefighter owned and operated.
Firefighter owned and operated. Like I said, these guys are awesome. Their coffee is good, and it's for a good cause. So use Just Another Failure at checkout at muertoscoffee.com, I believe it is.
It is.
And get yourself some good coffee and give back to the community. And then also, we have our buddies at Canadips. This is a chewing tobacco alternative to get you off of chewing tobacco, because that stuff's nasty. They come in all sorts of different flavors. They are CBD pouches that you just pop right in the lip. They call them packing a lip boomer.
And no THC.
No, you just let them chill on the lip. Get all the benefits of CBD. They also do have a THC infused pouch if you are looking for that side of things. That they should be dropping soon, I think.
Yeah, I think in June.
And yeah, these guys are absolutely awesome too. So if you're looking for pack yourself a lip boomer yourself, go to Canadips and use FAIL20 at checkout, get 20% off. And I would suggest just running it down the board. Go buy all the flavors because they're all amazing.
You're not going to be disappointed.
Absolutely not. They're awesome. So yeah, go support everybody. Rockwell Watches, Heatwave Visual, Muertos Coffee, and Canadips. And you guys can also support us.
JustANOTHERFAILURE.com.
JustANOTHERFAILURE.com. You can buy some shirts if you'd like. You can also support us on Anchor for as little as $1 a month.
But overall, enjoy our episode. Thanks, guys.
Enjoy. We'll see you guys later.
What up?
All right, here we go. What's going on? Came in way too hot. Way too hot. Ooh, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Just Another Failure podcast with myself, Devin, my buddy Matt over here, and with us today we got a longtime buddy, Mr. Taylor Sterner.
Yeah, it's been a while.
How's it going? Yeah, how's it going, buddy?
Dude, it's doing good, man. Life's great.
Yeah. Well, for those of you who don't know, Taylor was a former professional freestyle motocross rider. Now you can kind of find him just doing that normal 9 to 5 and
that normal life.
I mean, I guess your 9 to 5 is a little cooler though.
Yeah, definitely a lot cooler than the average 9 to 5.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because you were working for California's biggest legal marijuana. What would you call that?
We're distribution.
Distribution. There you go.
Who's that? What company is that one?
We're called Continuum.
Continuum.
Yeah, we just got bought out by Cresco Labs. One of the largest buyouts.
So
far.
you guys are basically, I mean, we were talking a little bit. You're a middleman, and you're basically giving a ton of companies their products.
Well, no. So we're glorified middlemen, yeah. So we sign brands.
Okay.
Right, and then what the brand doesn't have enough time or foot soldiers to do, we go out and we get them into 500 shops in California. So
okay. Oh, so that's what you're doing. You're going around and meeting people doing that.
Yeah, I got connections. We go into every shop. We sell them brands. Sea Junkie is one of my brands. Florical, King's Garden, Cresco, Liquid Live Resin.
So that's like on the alcohol industry, that would be like an account key rep, right, or something like that.
Yeah. So the guy that actually started our company came from Southern Wine and Spirits.
Nice. I used to work for Southern Wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said it was an adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he always comes back to us and is like, all right, when I was selling tequila, no one wanted Don Julio, and now it's like popping, right? So you got to start from the ground up, build the brands. And it really is you get out of it what you put into it.
That's pretty cool though. Like they're now doing that with cannabis, what we've been doing with alcohol forever and stuff.
Totally.
So you're going to accounts, you're setting up, you're bringing in merchandise, you're bringing in displays, making the shop look cool. And
he's the guy bringing in the cardboard cutouts of someone just taking a bong rip.
Yeah, we got super sick displays. Everything.
I love it.
Yeah, it's cool coming from my upbringing. Right, been cannabis.
Been a cannabis enthusiast.
Yeah, been a cannabis enthusiast for a while.
For some time.
Yeah,
now.
for some time, and learning how to grow it and just learning how the plant actually can help and benefit people, and then turn it into a licensed job where I just bought a house.
Oh,
you're making a.
And the bank was like, "Cool, you sell weed, sweet, bro. No worries, I'll give you."
That's like the weirdest thing to me now, though. Is a couple years ago, dude, that was like never been thought of.
Yeah.
And now everyone's like, "Oh, you're in the cannabis game, man. That's so amazing, man.
Let's do business, bro.
Yeah.
well, like, dude, like,
how'd you get into it? How do I grow plants? You're like
smoking since I was 14.
Yeah.
but honestly though, like from a pilot background, like always, dude, growing up, people are always like, "Hey, dude, like, what would it take for you just to like fly like a hockey bag?" And I'm like, dude, I'm not.
You're like, I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that. Like, this is my profession. Like,
Yep.
I'm not running, weed for you guys. Now we have literally weed distribution owners that own Gulfstreams and stuff like that. Like, people in the weed game own private jets now, and like it's fully known that these dudes are all in the weed business. And then going from like people in like private equity and venture capital and stuff like that, who just saw weed as like another drug dealing and like thugs and stuff like that, they're now investing in marijuana companies, and now it's being publicly traded. Like, there's so much going on with cannabis in the last 5 years, really. Like, this is like all in the last 5 years of stuff. And I remember, like we have companies like Canadips and stuff like that, and I would talk to buddies that were private equity guys, and I'd be like, "Hey, I got this cool cannabis company," and they're like, "We don't touch THC." I'm like, no, it's CBD. And they're like, "We don't touch cannabis at all." Now those companies are like, "Hey, this is something that we need to look at. This is something that we need to invest in."
Well, there's still a ton of people that are like very afraid, like, "Whoa, we can't."
Is it federal? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's legal on a statewide thing, right? So the biggest company in America right now, like they are in every state that is recreational, right? And they're huge. Cresco Labs, they came in, they bought us, they want to be the biggest. They're nationwide and they're publicly traded. And it's really cool to see that, dude. Like,
it's a trip to me too, though, that like still to this day, a lot of people. I'll say it's probably old school people more along that line, because all the new generations like, yeah, dude, weed's just normal. Like, you can go buy it, it's cool, no worries. But like, there's still all the people that are kind of in that old school ways that are like, "I can't believe this marijuana is legal now. How are they gonna sell this to people?" And you're like, dude, people get hammered and go crash their car into something. Like, this dude just smoked a joint and forgot to turn at his light.
Yeah.
Like,
I've never made a horrible decision stoned. Right?
That's what I mean.
I've made some of the worst decisions of my life drunk.
And that's what I mean. And it's like, how is weed still have such a bad name that it's like...
The old saying goes, Red Bull gives you wings, whiskey gives you balls.
Definitely, yeah.
Dude, like, some of the best ideas always come after a couple shots. You're like, hold on. We can do this.
Yeah, that brain
Like,
lets the guard
right
down.
now.
When you're stoned, you're like, I don't really feel like doing that actually right now.
Doesn't sound entertaining.
Yeah, but when you're drunk, you're like, no, dude, let's definitely go build a ramp off the pier right now, and you could jump rubies. I guarantee you. Guaranteed.
You'll section it for sure.
Hey, hop on, hop off.
Yeah.
Step on, step
Yeah.
off.
You won't nose bonk rubies right now. Give me another shot. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on.
Pour it.
Give me that Don Julio. I'll show you what's good.
But it's funny, like, you're from the OG days of freestyle motocross, and like, Stoner You Can Have It, SRH, Cottonmouth King days, and
I
like,
rode for SRH for a while.
but just think of like what the image has come to, right? From like stoners and stuff, and like all the way up until 2015 to now, it's like official stock trader businessmen with suit and ties.
100%.
We
Full
used
business
to
guys.
used to have dudes in just DVS, oversized DVS, flat build hats, tall socks, long dicky shorts. Like those were our stoner buddies.
SRH tank top, bro.
Yep.
Like everyone's email account was like Mikey D 420 at gmail.com, and like
take another one or like rip the bond.
Yeah.
Bro. Like, all these stoners, right?
Blazer, bro, 420. Yeah, dope.
I know.
Sick.
I've been called a stoner so many times, and I'm like laughing now. I'm like, bro, what, like.
Well, that's what's like kind of
What are you
funny.
doing
Yeah,
with your
right.
life?
But it's funny, like you think about it back in the freestyle moto days, like you guys just had fun, kind of partied, smoked weed, had some drinks.
I had this conversation the other day. I was like, man, I wish I would have took freestyle motocross a little more serious.
But it was like,
But I was just having the best time ever.
but when like you were in it too, it was still kind of like there was your
It was
racers.
so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like you had your racers that were like, oh, these guys are the pros, and then you had like your freestyle guys, and you were like, those dudes are just good at riding dirt bikes,
These
but like
guys
to
are
party.
thrashed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just like to party.
Yeah.
But
These
now
dudes do stupid stuff and they're high all the time.
yeah, but they're like the bad boys of like moto kind of.
Yeah, and I mean,
You were the outlaws.
look what Brian Deegan and Twitch has done with that,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Feist, Twitch,
oh my
Deegan.
God, bro, they're laughing.
But now it's
Yeah.
like that's like a mainstream
And they all-
thing, and it's cool now.
yeah,
like,
totally. And it's
it's
all
fine.
they look at it now as actually like a corporate side too, because they're making money and they're generating
Yeah.
sales, and it's like, oh wow, these dudes really did have a vision,
Yeah,
That was
you're
really,
like,
that was really it.
oh, the stoner's not so fucking dumb
Yeah.
anymore, is he?
Yeah.
All
I mean,
of a
take
sudden.
Twitch though. I mean, he's even taken Stoner into DBK. The Hillside Burners, and
I mean,
he's
genius, bro.
dude. He's
crushing it.
marketing it so well.
He
And-
just made that shirt with like the Nike logo with like a joint
Joints,
smoke
yeah.
coming
Yeah,
off of it.
dude.
Like,
My 420 shirt was high as Twitch and had all these joints on
Yeah.
it. I was like, what's up, bro?
like they're just they're
and
all
his
about it
stuff
now.
is selling out every time it comes in. Like you can't even.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Dude's making
Yeah.
so much money.
I've stopped
off of-
by DBK a couple times when I'm out
Yeah.
there, and like you got like him and Bell and
I
Seth and everyone just
I
on the
love
assembly
Bell,
line.
Bro. Bell's the homie.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
Bell on
we
a
had
while
Bell on
ago.
the show.
I love
yeah.
Bell's the best, man. I've
Yeah.
traveled. I've done some cool stuff with Bell in the day.
He's
traveled the world.
He
with
gave
that
us
dude.
some
Yeah.
pretty wild stories too.
He's a good time.
All those guys were wild though. It didn't matter if you were on the road or if you were at Fitzland. Like you were gonna get in some gnarly stuff when you were hanging out
Yeah,
with those dudes.
I actually just stumbled across a bunch of photos from our Dominican Republic trip.
Wait,
Oh
was
yeah, I
it-
saw you posted that. the
Oh,
other
was this
day.
my
where
God.
Scotty grenaded his
Bro,
leg?
Scotty, my boy.
So is this you,
Dude.
Matt Byton, Fitz, Scotty?
Bro, this is us, like, on the gnarliest one ever, right? Like, Dominican
What
Republic.
year was this? You think?
It's like 2007, right?
7 or 8,
Yeah.
yeah, right around there. I mean,
Doesn't Scotty crash on the news on this one? This is how he
bro,
like grenades
he
his
doesn't
leg.
just crash. I mean, we're all sitting there.
He does a sideshow and
like,
misses his
look,
bike.
I'm next in line, by the way. Right? And Scotty's all, boom, sideshow, bike drops. He's like 3 feet away from the thing, just rolling down the windows. And he just grenades himself, right? And we have to like go and get him out of this hospital. Bro, it was so heavy. Like,
And they were gonna let him fly. And you guys had to like force him on the airplane.
yeah. We had to get him out of there, bro. You can't.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Dominicans.
You're not
gnarly.
doing nothing in a third world country, bro.
No.
Except for lots of bad decisions. And lots of crazy drugs. I mean, it flows down there. Like,
Were you ever at any like the Mexico shows where you'd have the guys on like the white couches and all white and like it was,
no, but me and Bell actually did a show in Chihuahua, Mexico, which is right next to Juarez.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, what did we do? We're trying to leave there, trying to get to the border of Texas with a ramp and dirt bikes and the whole crew. And we like look over to Juarez, and I mean, there's helicopters and like houses on fire.
It's just a war zone, dude.
Bro. It's a straight war zone, and we're like,
looks like Black Hawk Down.
I swear, we're in a movie, and I'm like, this is stupid. Like, let's get out of here.
Why the hell did we do a show?
I think that was like the last time I left the States for a freestyle show.
Yeah. You're like, no, I'm good. I'm
good, bro. I'll do the state fair or like Orange County Fair. Or
the
whatever.
Speedway.
Yeah, the Speedway. I'm cool with that, bro. I'm having fun over here.
Keep me away from the war zone in Juarez. I'm good.
Oh, there was a lot of crazy shows. I mean, just the stories from all you guys. You guys did some gnarly stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
and there's some of the setups that you guys would have to jump in third world countries. Like that's even the sketchier stuff.
Dude, we went to Costa Rica one time. And
sick place to ride your dirt bike, by the way. Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Rad, right? And we're in the main just slums of the smut village, right? in the town San Jose. And
yeah, San Jose's just in the middle of the
Trigger,
country.
It's ghetto,
yeah,
dude. It's ghetto.
Trigger, right? We're there, we ride the show. Trigger's got to do this distance jump, and they pull up with this ramp, and we're like, bro, the thing's like it's like 7 feet long and like 4 feet tall, and you're supposed to do like a distance jump on it.
Hey,
built on a scaffolding and like wood.
I'm like, bro, I would just yank the free ride back and hit it third gear on it, bro, and just see how well it goes. Like that would have been my decision at the time.
Oh my God.
Free ride third.
But he's like, no, like I'm gonna hit this thing, and here comes Trigger, third gear on it. Doesn't even like test this thing, bro. He's just wide open, right? Comes in this thing, sends it, loops out, throws the bike, grenades, broken back.
Oh,
right, we're in Costa Rica. They take him to this local hospital called Hospital El Mexico. I'm like, this is bad. This is super bad, right?
Sounds like a good name to name your hospital.
Yeah.
Though.
So after we do the show, we ride. We're like, we gotta go get Trigger. Like, you can't just leave him in there, bro. The guy's in a Costa Rican crazy hospital.
Yeah, ghetto.
So we get there, and it's something on like another level. It's got like dirt walk-in. He's in a row of like 7 dudes in a bed, like in the middle of the hospital hallway, where like people are running by him. And I just remember he's like, Taylor, get me out of here, bro. Like, get me out of here right now. Yeah, and I'm like, okay. I go, hold on, bro. And I start just thinking of like, okay, let's get super gnarly with this. Like, I pay the security guard. I pay the security guard like $300 to stand in front of the door with the shotgun. I paid an ambulance driver like $300 to back the ambulance up to the door, right? And I'm like, all right, guys, when I whistle, get ready.
It's like
push him as fast as you can go.
Bro,
it's like a fucking bank robbery just to get your boy out of there.
So I run over there, I rip all the cords out of the wall, and I'm pushing Trigger in a hospital bed.
He's in the hospital, not prison break.
Yeah. These guys wouldn't let him go, bro, because he was like severely hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's got a broken back at this point, right? So I'm running down the hallway with him with the IV in my hand, and I just straight into the ambulance, right out the door, straight into the ambulance. Everyone's yelling at us. Doctors are running. Like, boom, we're out.
Oh my God.
Get away. Get him to the local hotel, and then the militia dudes flew down a helicopter and got him out of there, bro.
Really?
Yeah, he ended up having surgery in Florida. I talk to him all the time, and he's like, bro, thank you so much. I appreciate you, dude.
Dude, that is sketchy.
Weren't like Trigger and Scummy and those dudes trying to do record jumps recently, or just long jumps recently, like last year or something like that? They were all trying to.
Couple years back, they were trying to like bring
out
that
of Paula.
Yeah, they were trying to bring that whole thing back.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I think Seth was even gonna jump.
Yeah, I think he was gonna dust the old 500 off and go for it.
blow the cobwebs
off. Just give it. I would have not doubted it for a second. He would have handled it.
Just take the air hose out there.
Yeah. Spiders are running and shit. He's like, all right, let's go.
You think the guy that ripped his face off is scared to go send the 500 again?
Still
Never.
one of the gnarliest crashes and just
Ever.
head stapled.
Dude.
I'll never forget that DVD. Like they made the cover like
cover was
imprinted,
just
so
his head.
so you can feel the staples on it.
Yeah. Dude,
Yep.
I
Nailed
still
that one.
I still
Nailed
trip
that
out on
one.
that though. Like that dude legitimately like ripped his face off.
Oh yeah.
Well, they had to
On
peel his whole face down.
That's what
Yeah.
I mean.
To do the
like,
surgery,
They
yeah.
literally like peeled his head off. Like it was.
He almost peeled his head off just hitting the bar pad on that one.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. Those were like the gnarly days of freestyle where people just didn't give a fuck.
Zero.
Yeah.
They were just like
let's go jump a house.
Yeah.
All right. Like, remember when they jumped Tommy Lee's house in Malibu? That one crest. Yeah. I mean, like, those are the legendary times.
like
that,
Sinkmar's jumping his parents' house.
Yeah, Sink jumping his parents. I mean, that's a huge house, by the way.
Massive.
That's like, what?
And that was like, dude, the bikes that they were riding too is just like, you're like, how the fuck did that work back in the day?
Hey, you know what was another gnarly jump too that I saw the other day and it completely sparked a whole memory is when Sink jumped off the dock. Off the yacht. He comes off the yacht onto the dock and hits the thing at like spring break or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that was so heavy.
You guys definitely, there was way bigger party shows for you guys back in the day. Like, those shows have kind of died down where you guys used to be able to just show up anywhere and run the party. And like, Papa's and Beer kind of does it a little bit still with Spring Break on the beach. Yeah. There we go. We'll get that one out. But
stay hot, man.
Yeah. But dude, I remember like Jimmy and Julian talking about doing shows at like I think it was UCLA, and they would just shut down Frat Row without permits and just jump.
I remember we would just show up and pull up a ramp to ramp and just start ripping a show, and they're like, "Where are these guys at? Like, what are these guys doing over here at like the local car show?" You know what I mean? Next thing you know, we're signing a deal with the local car show in Pomona to come and do it because they were like, "Dude, these guys are sick.
We'll take them. Yeah, next year let's actually pay these guys.
Yeah, let's give them a couple racks here to come do it."
That's rad.
Yeah, that was all the days that we looked up to though. Like growing up, like you were like, those dudes know how to throw the life of the party, and you're gonna show up and you're gonna do the gnarliest stuff at a party, and then you're gonna be the life of the party the rest of the night,
and just crush it all the way night. Yeah, all the way through the night. I mean, just sitting here thinking of some of the stuff that we've done and parties, like, you know, I filmed that Krusty show. And
the TV show?
Yeah, the TV show.
When Jimmy rolled his truck.
Bro, I was standing right there.
Oh, and wrecked what's his name's hand.
Check it out. His shoulder, Julian DeSalle.
Julian's in the passenger seat.
And he's in the passenger seat, and we see him, and the dude ejects out the window, and then the truck rolls over him and scoops him back into the truck.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, someone's looking out for you, dog, because you could have just died.
Yeah.
It was gnarly.
Well, and they were like...
Not to mention we got kicked out of, like, 5 hotels in, like, 3 nights.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, it was so gnarly.
We'll get to Jimmy in a second. But, no, what I was going to say is on that show, too, Jimmy and, like, Julian were, like, the top dogs on that show, and they were, like, battling for that #1 spot. And then Jimmy does that and just wrecks Julian, and Julian's out, and he's like, oops.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't do it on purpose.
I mean, look, he even was like, man, that was close.
Yeah, that was...
Like, when Jimmy's like, that was kind of a close one.
When Jimmy says something like that, you know it got gnarly because that dude has no fear. Like,
when Jimmy says something's fucked up, that's like, it's not good.
I kind of lived at Jimmy's house for a little while and was around it for a while and did a lot with Jimmy. When he, like... the craziest part was, like, I trusted Jimmy totally with a lot of stuff. Like... we would be smashing his old Ford F-150 places or the Razor and stuff like that. And like there was times in the Raptor I'm like, we're gonna die. Like we're going so fast. But like you look over and he's just like,
dude, it's like it's a Sunday cruise.
Those Razor rides though are like something different.
It's a Sunday cruise for him, but you're like grabbing every handle
before
your hands are just white knuckled and you're like,
oh dude, before he refilled the pond. Like, we would do it in the Razor before he refilled it. He'd drop in and, like, rip the berm and that. He would start doing it in his truck, and you'd, like, go in. Like, he'd just jump into it, and you'd be like, we're rolling right now.
We're smoked.
Yeah, and rip out.
Doesn't care.
Yeah.
But,
dude, he was a fun time.
Going back to Jimmy in the hotels, though, I mean, that dude
you know,
knows how to party.
It honestly just it made for great memories.
Absolutely.
And great stories. I mean,
some of my favorite stories were hanging out with the guys, like on the road.
Yeah.
Some of my the Laughlin House.
Dude, I mean,
all the like when you get a couple freestyle guys stuck in a hotel together,
we get bored.
Poor Scotty, man. That guy took abuse.
Dude. I was just thinking of that photo.
Scotty's my boy.
He fell asleep on my bed in DR, and we did some. They're called sleepy bumps, and he was bummed on us pretty much, but it all worked out, you know.
It all worked out.
Well, like Scotty's gotten he had a brand new dirt bike.
Oh yeah, that Potter and Julian spray painted
and they
pink.
Spray painted the whole bike.
Yep.
The whole thing.
I would have been super bummed. I would have been.
I would have freaked out.
Yeah.
dude.
We need to bring Scotty on the show.
We should.
I need to
Bro,
call
I-
Scotty. I need to
dude,
call him. We need to get him
Scotty
on the
probably
show.
has some insane.
I
stories,
just talked to
dude.
Scotty yesterday.
He's killing it though. I mean, he's
He's
dad
doing
life
good,
and doing
bro.
the operator life, and I'm stoked for him. I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm super pumped for him. He's got one on the way right now.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, kid life is gnarly.
Yeah.
It's funny how like a lot of guys have gone from that side of things to now you like see them and they're dads and they're like just doing normal jobs. And
Yeah.
you're like, dude, Jesus Christ, back in the day you were a nut job.
I'm lucky to be alive. I mean, I look back and there should have been some. I should be like, yeah. I'm blessed to be here and I'm blessed to have a family, man. I really am.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a wild life, like
Well-
just traveling, right? Find yourself in like stupid countries and third world countries trying to do dumb stuff on like a night that you're not really doing anything, right? The shows, it's crazy, you know. So
The boredom always brings out the best ideas.
I feel like the boredom does, right?
Yeah.
It's like you're sitting there and it's like you only can smoke so much weed, right? It's like I'm so high, let's go get a drink, and the next thing you know, you're at a strip club, and then it's just bad from there, right? Like it's always bad when you end up in that element.
Yeah. That's wild. What was your gnarliest place that riding took you? Because I mean we've talked about it before, and I know you went to I know you've done India.
I did India, yeah, with Destin.
Yeah.
Oh, you were on that trip?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Wasn't that-
Julian was there too.
Wasn't that landing like built on a scaffolding or something? Like it was
No,
super
bro,
sketch.
we watched these guys build this landing with 5-gallon buckets.
Oh, that's right.
They were just scooping buckets.
And there's
and
like
just
100
stacking.
dudes just doing
Yeah.
buckets.
That's what
for
it
like
was.
days
I
straight.
knew it was something crazy over there.
And we got there, like, this is a sick landing. Thanks, bro.
You're like, not bad, guys.
Watch this. Just roast down it. They're like, oh, my work. They're out there raking it, shoveling it, watering it. We just come and just shred it. We're like, damn. But yeah.
India's a
that-
cool country.
So India was I think out of all of them, India was probably the biggest eye opener.
Yeah.
Right? You know, everyone's like, oh, America. Like, bro, you live in America. Shut up.
Yeah.
Like, you can go live in India.
Go see what that's like.
Go see what real poor people live in, like the slums of the dumps, bro.
Yeah.
They live on the street.
Bro,
Yeah.
They live in fecal matter that just rains down the
Yeah,
Ganges River.
I was gonna say they just literally.
Bro, the
that's
Ganges
like what
River smells so bad, bro. Like you
Well,
just
it's like-
throw up instantly.
they
Right
also-
when you get out of the car, you're like, oh my god, that's.
Well, they also burn bodies on the rivers of the Ganges and put them in the river.
Yeah.
I mean, the Ganges is one of the gnarliest spots. You'll see literally like people burning bodies, having funerals up here and putting them in the river, and then someone bathing their cow, and then a guy down here like bathing in the river, and you're just like watching the
and
stream.
then someone above all of them just taking a giant shit.
Yeah, in the river. Yeah,
in the river.
Yeah.
Or dumping a bucket of shit in the river. You're like,
just
bro,
that this river does it all, baby.
Dude,
this river's multi-talented.
it's more.
Multi-purpose, dude. It's great.
I've been saying this since I started traveling the world and like lived in other countries and stuff like that. Like, if there's a government program that I would actually legit support out of anything, like when you turn 18 years old, like you mandatory have to do an exchange program where you go live in like Africa or India or something like that. And
Go
like,
catch that humble.
like legitimate because
humble
like
pie, bro.
dude,
Yeah.
it's the American bubble here. Like people have zero idea how
Dude,
the world
I
operates.
have friends that have never left California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bro, there's Cali, there's New York, and there's a giant part of our country in between that
Yeah.
no one really knows about. Like, I've done shows in towns where there's like 560 people population, and you're like, bro, you're doing a monster.
Yeah,
truck,
the cows outnumber the fucking people.
100%.
Yeah.
Dude, we were just in Alaska last week. In the town in Alaska, I was in, had 300 people in it. In season, or no, year round has like 300, and then in season gets up to like 500 people.
Rad.
Yeah.
It's packed.
Yeah, it's,
Full house tonight, boys. Full house.
dude. It's like there's 3 bars in town, one at each lodge, and that's the only bars that they have in town. There's no Wi-Fi. There's no internet. Like nothing.
Nothing.
There's Wi-Fi like in the bar. That's also the lounge and everything else at your lodge. But like the rooms have no TVs in them. The rooms have no cell service.
They're like, bro, kick it with the moose, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
but
so
that's
awesome.
sick though
Yeah.
because you just get to disconnect and like be in it for
Yeah.
a minute. Like
Yeah.
you get to like actually see what life's about again.
Yeah.
And actually, I was kind of bummed because they did put like an AT&T 4G tower up, and so there was like
God.
parts of the river that I was actually like getting cell service on where I wasn't used to it. I was going down the river, and I was like, like,
Bing, bing,
That's kind of annoying. I'm just gonna actually turn this off because
Yeah.
last time I was here was way more fun when like no one was bothering me on the river. Like,
Just having
Like I'm
fun.
on the river, bro. Leave me
Yeah.
alone.
I'm out in nature doing nature
dude,
things.
but I mean, I'm from a small town in NorCal, and like I know people that haven't left my town, and I'm like, bro.
You gotta adventure out, bro.
I'm like, bro, our town's 3 miles long. Like,
Get off the couch, bro,
yeah,
please.
go for a walk.
Yeah, literally.
But that trips me out that there's people like that because you have so much shit you haven't seen.
Oh yeah.
Like you
my
have,
God.
there's stuff going on in the world you
Yeah.
have no idea about.
Nothing. Bro, like when I went to Amsterdam, I was like, this is insane.
Amsterdam.
Like-
nutty.
Like, you don't know that kind of stuff exists in life unless you experience it. Like,
Yeah.
you can read about it, and you're like, oh, that's crazy. It goes on. No, dude, like, get out, go experience it. I'm super psyched where I bought a house, man, because that was kind of like me and the wife's whole theory of, like, moving out of Orange County, right, getting out of Irvine, and, like, getting somewhere where, like, I'm out there wrestling snakes and shooting guns and riding dirt bikes in my backyard, and, like, no one even cares, bro. Like, you know.
Yeah, but that's sick.
That's the way it
because-
should be,
The
though.
kids just out there playing in the dirt,
Loving it.
adventuring, just rad,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if there was a program that everyone, when you're 18, you have to exchange to another country for a year,
I think our country would be way better off.
we would be
Matt.
100%.
Matt, you don't normally come up with good ideas.
And
But I
that's a
think
great
that's
one.
actually not bad.
No, that's a great idea.
That's a smoking
That's
idea.
actually not bad.
That's a great idea, bro.
Usually your ideas are absolute horseshit.
I
But
like to
love
drink
it.
water. I've been drinking water, and
Wow.
that's where today's idea
Nice.
came from. Water.
Wow, that's really clear in your mind,
Yeah,
huh?
no whiskey, nothing. That was a water generated idea. Everyone, water. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you,
for
H2O.
All natural.
Good for you, dude.
H2O. Thanks. Shout out. Sponsor. If you're out there, H2O, we need a sponsor.
We need a sponsor, bro.
Fucking smart water, Fiji, anybody.
No, that stuff's like goes through stuff. I don't know. I want the pure stuff.
That pure stuff.
I want that stuff straight off the waterfall, baby.
Yeah, so like India was crazy eye opener, and then Nicaragua is the second poorest country in the world next to Haiti.
Yep.
And I went down there and did some work with the church down there, and with a company called Gold Strand Surfboards, and I think that was kind of a gnarly eye opener too, man. Like I came back was like, okay, I value my life.
Yeah.
I value
Nicaragua
where
has
I live.
sick surfing though too.
Oh, we split it, right? We did this work with the church. We handed out rice, went to all these like schools and fed the kids, and then like the last 4 days of the trip, we went down to the surf camp, bro.
Taylor wasn't even teaching the kids; he was just getting barreled the whole time.
Just shack all day.
Did you go to like any of the orphanages there?
Yes,
Dude,
we
that's
did.
that's like the gnarly stuff because I've done the orphanage in Guatemala, Belize, Nicaragua, and Honduras, and then
Humble brag,
and then a
Norris.
couple in Europe. But dude, those are always like the gnarliest stuff because like their orphanages is like what you see in like
The movies and the
Yeah,
commercials
exactly.
where you're like, oh, like the kids flies around. I'm like, dude, this is real, bro. Like, let's feed these kids. Let's
like
give them water.
literally you'll walk in and sometimes the kids don't even have beds. Like,
No, they're sitting on the ground on like a towel.
Dude, it's so gnarly. Like that's one of like the most heartbreaking stuff. And then
Yeah.
some of them are like deformed kids too in there,
Yep.
and you're just like, bro, like that's gnarly. But Nicaragua is interesting because like the Shakur brothers go down there all the time, and they do a bunch of surf stuff and things
They
in
do,
Nicaragua.
yeah.
They're big
Yeah.
Nicaragua guys. So,
Yeah.
but that had to be a sick stuff because how fun was that?
That was amazing. And what was cool about it is we took these water machines down there, these purifying water machines, right? And these like pump systems. So it was cool. Like they could pump water out of the well and purify it, so they were drinking better water.
They're
Like,
drinking like actual clean water.
Yeah, the water that they were drinking was brown
Yeah.
and dirty, and like you filter it through, and it's actually clean.
Well,
So
there's
gnarly.
there's another one I want to go back to. It's in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. And this dude Israel runs it, and he's an Ethiopian. And it's called Mugabe's Skate Camp. But like Hawk's gone out there, Nigel's gone out there.
Oh,
But it was pretty dope because I think it was Powell originally that did it and just donated a ton of skateboards to these kids. But they went out and these kids initially had like built ramps out of stuff that like just they found in town, and then like Hawk and those guys went out and like built these dudes like a legit ramp setup. But their big thing too was water purifying because people will walk like it's like 5 miles a day
you should have seen this
Yeah.
trail to walk. I'm like, you walk all the way there every day and
with
then
buckets.
with buckets, and
Yeah.
then carry these buckets back.
Just to get a drink of
this
water.
little lady,
Yeah,
you're like, bro.
5 miles a day to get water, clean water.
That's so gnarly.
So these new wells that they're coming out with are sick that you can like pump and it purifies the water much closer to town. And that's what's going on like a lot of Africa, South America, Central America. Like those are cool projects. I would like, I mean, that's something like I would like to take Devin in the podcast and like go
That
out
would
there
be
and like
sweet.
and experience this stuff because I have the contacts in countries. It's just the back end work getting us all over there.
Yeah, totally, you're right. The back
Did
end
Matt
work,
just
right?
like low key say I'm a privileged piece of shit all of a sudden?
No, 100%.
Yeah, totally.
Kind of
hit that one.
Kind of hit that real quick. All right.
Gotta get him out of Newport
All right.
Beach a
No,
little
that's
bit.
cool, Matt. No, I get it, dude.
Yeah, kind of poked at it a little bit.
I'd like to take Devin's uncultured ass down there and maybe show him what life's like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's
Taylor's done it, so you can do it, all right?
Yeah. It's something that someone I think everyone should do it.
Yeah.
Like really, I mean, if you have the opportunities,
Yeah.
Would you go back and do stuff if you had the opportunity?
Yeah, actually, I was just talking to Rod about it, and I was like, man, look, I got bigger companies now because I got all the money together through donations. I had a bunch of weed shops donate money. And,
Really?
They sent us down there.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, so I got way bigger weed companies now that would be
And I'm
all
sure
about
people.
that shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure,
Yeah.
especially like a lot
It
of
just
these.
looks good, right? When they're giving.
But it
back.
looks good. But it's like also that. I mean, a lot of the cannabis companies have that like nature
Yeah,
ties to things, So it's
Yeah.
like that's already intertwined right there. So,
100%.
but you love to see stuff like that. I'll tell you that
The
much.
giving back part's always like, that's the rewarding part of the job, right?
Yeah, totally it is, right? When you leave there and you're like, man, I just fed like 100 kids. Like that was rad.
Yeah.
Like they were all so pumped and super psyched to see us. Just
Did you get to work with the surf camp?
No, we basically just took advantage of it.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, I told you I wasn't
Yeah.
kidding when
No,
Taylor's
like
just ripping.
we were there and I was just like lobster and ceviche and waves, right? And that was it. I mean, it was we had a pretty gnarly 10 days leading up to it because what we did was we shipped a bunch of wheelchair down there and we built these like cool ass wheelchairs that have those plastic chairs. Like you get one of those plastic like lawn chairs or whatever, and you cut like 4 inches off the legs and you like bolt them into these like wheelchair frames, and it's a wheelchair. It's sick.
That's dope.
Yeah, we went and dropped like 12 of them off, and
That's rad.
to people like at schools or whatever, and yeah, dude, it's really cool to see someone that like drags themselves around on the ground, like jump in a wheelchair and rip off, and you're like,
And
dude, that
just
was really cool.
like literally life changing.
Oh my god, yeah, life changing.
Give someone wheels, man.
Give someone wheels, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the crazy part. Like how far people drag, like India for sure. You'll see people drag, like people that have like their legs don't work, just dragging themselves through the cities and stuff and go
On
miles.
like a cardboard.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn,
Yeah.
bro.
And then there's
That's
a lot of these countries though. If you could wheelie a wheelchair, you turn into like a local celebrity.
Oh, you're a legend.
Dude, I was in Indonesia and I was sitting in the airport. We were waiting for someone, and there was a wheelchair just sitting there. And so like I just sat down in it and I started doing wheelies around the airport in it, like messing
Everyone
around.
starts cheering you
Dude,
on.
literally, like I had like a whole crowd watching me in there, and I'm like doing circles and doing
Matt was
wheelies,
running
yeah.
his own freestyle show
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
wheelchair.
Oh,
Doing
dude,
his own freestyle show.
The
right
people
there.
I was with were laughing. I have pictures of it. They were laughing so hard, and because like a whole group of people came around me and just watching me do this. People thought I was gonna flip it over and stuff. And
That's all they wanted. They just wanted to
They
see
wanted
a
to
yard
crash,
sale.
yeah.
Yeah, they just want to see you grenade.
Yeah.
And that's kind of when I was like, okay, freestyle's whack. Like, when someone comes out and does like a backflip heart attack and no one cheers,
Everyone's like, dude, he made
everyone's
it.
like, whack, bro. Like, where's the double front flip
Yeah.
360 Mick Twister? And you're like, nah.
well, that's dude.
They're
That's
like, I'm good.
I
I'm gonna...
crashed, the whole crowd just goes wild. And you're like, bro, I'm broken. Like, my arm is snapped in half. You guys are psyched right now.
Yeah, you get up and there's just a
Dude.
Z in your arm, and
Yeah.
they're like, fuck
Yeah, bro, you crushed that one. You're like, okay.
let me get your autograph. I'm going to the hospital.
I'm literally in an ambulance, bro. Leave me alone.
They're like, do that again. You're like, I literally can't.
I wish.
My hand's about to fall off.
Dude, but extreme sports across the board. I don't care if it's snowboarding, surfing, skating, moto. Like the amount that kids are excelling and what tricks they're being able to throw, it hurts, dude. And like I've had to announce a couple.
It's so gnarly.
Yeah, I've had to announce a couple shows, and like if you just throw like a rock solid, like people are like, cool. And then even just a backflip, people are like, oh,
Yeah.
that was all right. And then Taka comes in and does a rock solid backflip. I'm like, okay, that was kind of cool. Like, all
Yeah.
right, do that with two now. You're like, what? Like,
Yeah, like, what the hell?
Or if you're not like throwing a double flip, you're like you're a loser basically.
I mean, have you seen the latest like freestyle contest?
Oh, it's like if you're
Dude,
not doing it,
Paget's coming out doing bike flips,
Yeah.
540 barrel rolls,
Yeah.
double flip, front flip. You're like, bro, what's
if you're not
left?
if you're not
KOD
do-
front KOD double front flips.
Bro,
if you're not doing like
what's left?
if you're not doing flips, like hitting the quarter pipe, doing like a barrel roll and or bike flip, and then like multiple
body rolls,
double flips or like gnarly variations, you're irrelevant.
yeah, you got to start your run off with a double flip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to just smash everything throughout the run, and then you got to finish it off with a double backflip no-hander.
But like every
Two no-handed lander.
Two
By the way,
no-handed lander.
that's the next step.
yeah, because that's just like, you know, why
Easy.
not? Yeah. But I don't know.
You know what
like,
I've seen lately is I wish they had these things when I was riding, but those airbag landings.
Yeah. Well, so we were talking to Belle about that because
they're sick, but they aren't.
because
Okay, so I've never hit one. They just were.
well, we haven't either, but like Belle was talking about when Vicky was doing the front flip for Real Moto.
Yeah.
And she was doing it into the airbag landing and she crashed on it. And because like when she landed, she like rebounded and like jumped again.
You kind of sink in and
and
like,
it kind of pops you off. And like Belle was like, I hate to say it, but if the airbag wasn't there, you probably would have rode away from that, you know? But it's one of those things. But I've also seen like Murray with his, because they have a full lander airbag.
Yeah.
And
that's what I'm talking about.
Out at Murray's house, he had dude, someone like fully launched off their bike. He landed on the airbag, but his bike was like over here, which was cool because it's like this dude would have been wrecked and possibly paralyzed, and he could walk away today from that. So like that aspect I see is cool, but I've heard a lot of the guys say they're kind of weird to land on.
I would have liked one just to spin a couple 75-foot flips too.
Yeah.
At that
Well,
point.
I think it's cool too though because it gets rid of the whole dangerous like trailer landers that have fucked up so many people.
Oh my god!
Because it's like, and the one thing is, you just roll that thing up. You can take it anywhere. You just blow the thing back up. And
when they get it down, it'll be cool.
It's sick. Yeah. It's a cool idea, but there are definitely still the consequences of riding them. I've heard at least.
I mean, you're still on a dirt bike, dude.
Yeah,
you're still on something. I mean? Well, even that, like bailing off your bike and letting your bike hit you coming down, and you might land fine on the airbag, but then you have a 250-pound bike coming through the air that's going to pile drive you.
With like, momentum.
Yeah, it's like flipping into the pit. Your worst day is when you lost your bike and then your bike comes down on top of you.
Yeah, don't let go. Don't let go. First thing you do is let go.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy told me first time I flipped into the pit, he's like, whatever you do not let go of your bike. Do not let go. And I go off and I end up doing like a KOD flip because like I go off and I'm like, I had it for a while and then like my feet came off. I'm like, and I remember like all happened in my head. I was like, what the fuck? And and then I was like, for some reason I just did one of these. Once I like KOD'd out, I was like, boom, like that and threw my bike. And I remember landing. And I just remember looking up and watching my bike come straight back on me. I'm like, this is going to hurt really, really bad.
Yeah.
And it did.
Yeah. So, yeah, the foam pit, shout out to Jackpot for letting me come up there.
Another savage.
Savage beast. Love you, bro. Like, he let me come up there and stay at his house for a while. And we built this, like, super janky foam pit with, like, a chain link fence, right?
Yes.
And like my dumbass doesn't even like tape measure off the ramp, right? And I was spinning
on a pop or on a 75.
75.
Okay.
So I was spinning some at Fitzy's, and then I went on tour, and then I came back. I'm like, oh, I'm flipping, I'm doing this, right? Dude, I come out first one, rotated it perfect, came around and blew through the back of the fence.
You went, oh my god!
Bro, it was so. I thought like 4 feet one way, 2 feet the other. Done.
Is this on video?
Those are the poles.
Yeah.
And I just went right through the pole, ripped the fence down. Like, it was pretty heavy.
Is this on video?
No. So that was another dumb thing. We did a lot of stupid shit that we didn't even film.
Yeah.
Always.
We were like, oh, let's just do this and think it's, like another day. Right? When if you would have had it on film, it would have been sweet. Right?
But shout out to Jackpot, just what he's doing with his house in general. Like his place.
I mean,
Zaka shut down and he basically just rebuilt Zaka at his house.
Yeah.
That was so sick.
JP Development, bro. He's killing it with that.
Yeah,
right?
I just saw he's getting a bunch of equipment.
He's got a bunch of equipment. He's doing good, grading roads and stuff, So, yeah,
his jumps are big.
So, when people are like, oh, what's the biggest stuff? It's like, oh, I hit the Red Bull line. Like, that's a big jump.
Yeah.
Like, those are big jumps. Like, he's got a fourth gear wide open step up in the back.
That's up the cliff thing?
Up the cliff. Like, I've jumped that, So, like, it's...
Did you jump Dana's ever? Creech?
No.
Area 52?
No. And I see that. Wait, it's not Danimals, right?
No, that's not Danimals. Because Danimals is Paso. It's Dana Creech. He's up... I can't say the area.
Yeah, we're not.
Area 52, bro. You got a sick pad up there. One day I would love to come shred.
We just went up there, and Devin was getting a little fun on.
What, bro? You got to smoke a couple good ones out there?
We didn't do the big stuff, but
we didn't do any of the big shit because I hadn't ridden in like 7 years.
Right.
So I got on a dirt bike and I was like, "What
is
the
this?
fuck is going on?"
And
then
a hardtail.
Yeah, I was like, "Right, this is
I don't pedal this thing.
This is a mountain bike. What the fuck's going on here?" No, but like it was funny. It definitely. I was looking at the jumps like, fuck, back in the day, that would have been so fun. But I just felt like a squid, and I was like, if I try and jump one of these, I'll literally die.
Oh yeah, he's building some big stuff out there. Like he's done.
Give me a year of riding, and I'll be back there. But
Yeah, he's done some cool stuff. But that's a cool because he's an operator. You know, so he operates, and then he works for Cal Fire as an operator in the Forest Service, and then you have like JP. He's an operator. All these dudes that are operators build such rad stuff.
Well,
like,
they just spend all day in a tractor, so it's like they
know
get
exactly.
good,
they know what's up, right? So D Animals, I got the pleasure to ride out there a bunch.
Were you in Black Friday?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I was, but I don't ever claim it. Like I'm one of the dudes riding, right? Like, oh, that's me in the dust cloud. Like,
there's me in the back right there. Yeah, check me out.
Right there.
Wasn't Danimals where Potter flipped like 2-something?
Yeah.
He did that big flip over
that. Big flip over that thing. There was a jump there that still sits pretty heavy on my mind. It's that you hit this tabletop over the road, and you come down, you click forth, and you skip over this little double, and it's this like huge side hit. I hit that thing, and like, yeah, man, that was a pretty good accomplishment in my life. That's for sure, man. That felt good. Right?
The one that you're like, damn, I actually just did that shit.
Like, holy shit, I can't believe I jumped that. Like, that was pretty gnarly. Like there's a jump in Canesville that I jumped.
Canesville's gnarly.
And I look back at it, and it's the one that I believe Wes Agee flips up that big hill. It's like that big steep runway. Yep. It's like third gear on it. I look at it now, and I'm like, bro, there's no way I'm jumping that. No way, bro. I'm cool. Like, I'm just going to sit and blaze one and watch you guys, you know? Like, back in the day, I'm like switchblade canning it and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, dude, that was ridiculous.
Well, that's the thing I would talk about because, definitely the trick game with Nitro and all those guys are just doing unreal stuff from Red Bull to Nitro. And they have the ramps and they have the space to do it. And they, more so, they have the ramps to do these. They have massive ramps.
Well, and they have Travis Pastrana, who's just...
Yeah.
Well, TP, right?
Right?
I mean, you could just say, like, Travis is involved and shit's just going to get wild.
Did you ride with Travis a lot?
I didn't get to ride with Travis a lot. Yeah. No, he was I got to ride with Cowboy Kenny a lot.
Bartram's cool.
Bartram's super cool. He rips too. Yeah. Back in the IFMA days, he was.
He still rips.
Oh, dude, he still rips. Yeah,
him and Murray ride together a lot.
He's like just the same dude still too. Yeah. Like he hasn't changed.
I know.
I'm
psyched. Him and Matt Byton are doing some shows. I see him on the feed. I'm like, oh, look at you, old timers, bro, out there. whip knack threes. And
dude,
like,
I've had some of my favorite nights with Byton. I need to get Byton on the podcast. He's still one of my favorite guys I've hung out with and been on the road. Dude. Yeah. B10's he's a legend, brother.
Just beer funnels, bro.
Dude, beer bongs all day, baby.
Beer funnels, bro.
Beer bonging brothers.
Yeah, the beer bong all day.
Oh, I've had some funny moments with Byton. Like Byton has done some pretty funny stuff around me, and
like not even that, just a super skilled dirt bike rider.
He is he has a lot. Like, dude, his like bar stuff, like his strippers and everything. He was so extended. Like that guy is the most Byton's what 40 no.
I'm 40. Yeah. So I don't know. He might be the same age.
Yeah,
and how limber he is still. Like he still gets super extended on stuff.
And the fact that he absolutely ripped at Step Up.
Yeah.
Just like came out of nowhere and was just like, oh, okay.
Renner was like, dude, what is this guy doing?
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Right, no, Renner's just like, come on. Because he gave
Renner was like, this is my shit, dude.
I crushed this.
Yeah.
Flowers.
Byton just comes in and just wrecks it.
Dude, he came out of nowhere and just was like ripping and then he was...
Yeah, I got a rad story about Byton. So we had the saloon.
Yeah.
Right? Six spot. And we built this stupid jump out there. This dirt to dirt, big old dirt lip off of the big back berm. Mm-hmm. And you'd come down and you'd go past the nose manual box and you just hold it wide open. And you hit.
So it's coming back towards like the road.
It was going back towards the road, right? Yeah. So the original setup's going that way. It's coming back.
Okay.
And no one's hitting it. I mean, we're all like being paid to ride dirt bikes, and we're all like just quivering, right?
Like
this thing's stupid big. Like I don't want nothing to do with it. Byton comes out, gears up. Like I swear he just like warms up his bike, turns, and just holds it wide open off this thing. Just to the moon. Clicks brake, greases it. I was like, oh my God.
Like, God damn it, now I gotta hit it, Byton.
Swear to God. And the first thing I said, I'm like, shit, today's the day, right? Like now we gotta do it because he's gonna obviously came to our own spot and just showed us what's up, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, like hold it wide open. We're good. Yeah. Hold it wide, you're fine.
Byton just rolls back in. He's like, fifth pretty good. You're good. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Dude, those were the best. Yeah. Those were the best when you would like, you'll be sitting there looking at a jump and someone does it. And you're like, fuck, all right, well, he just did it. And they come rolling back, and you're like, how was it? And they're like, dude, honestly, just fourth wide, you're good. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah, just stay on it. Stay on your power, man.
Stay on it. Yeah. Or Jimmy's
you're just
favorite one.
There, you're like, fucking fourth gear? Are you sure? Wide? You want
As you're
wide?
clicking fourth, you're like, this is a bad idea.
You're like, why am I going this fast off the lip? I shouldn't be doing this. This is fucked.
Well, there's like 2 settings in throttles, right? You either have fourth pinned or like third on it. You know, like those are your two.
It's on it or wide open.
Yeah, those are your 2 throttle settings.
But I like that if you ride a dirt bike, though, you know exactly what that means. Like third on it, you're like, okay, I got it. You can just kind of come into it and give it. And then there's like, dude.
And then like to the stops.
And then they're like,
and you're like, okay.
They're like, yeah, third wide. Yeah. And you're like,
everything
okay.
it's got.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit.
You're like looking like a fucking moto racer coming off the start, just leaning back.
That was like the freeway jump at our house up north. That one, you would just hold fourth wide up that hill, and just as soon as you just hit the lip, you're like.
I've always wanted to jump a freeway, and the only time I ever had a chance was at Central Avenue. They had that little jump over the off ramp over there.
You didn't want to do the Beaumont one? Well, what's his name?
Over the
my
60?
God, bro, they got rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that dude, didn't he like actually get in a ton of trouble?
He broke him.
He
I haven't
actually
heard.
went to do the train jump.
Yeah, and then broke himself off.
Grenaded
yeah,
himself.
yeah.
I was gonna say he like tried.
Shout out to whoever that dude is.
Yeah, I haven't heard his name since that incident, but he grenaded.
and that's why.
I think Scummy has it on film. I think Scummy was there when he did it. I think Scummy filmed it and like called the ambulance and stuff when he did it. Like,
Yeah.
that dude exploded his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Grenaded
grenaded.
himself, dude.
Because who else has done that?
Hey, at least he got that viral clip first, though. You know, shot to stardom and then just
His 30 seconds of fame,
Yeah.
right?
Dude, biting, I'll never forget Lusk ride day at Fitzland. We're all riding, everyone's having a good time. And then Biting just kind of like disappears. We're like, where did Biting go? And then we're all sitting on the top, like overlooking the third gear jump. Just comes out butt naked. Butt naked on the bike. Hits the berm, hits the little setup, jump into the third gear jump. Just and we're just like, really?
just helmet and boots.
Helmet and boots only, butt naked.
teabagging that
just
tea.
butt naked.
Yeah.
Was he just doing bar
I'll
humps?
never
too?
forget though, because I think he did it twice naked, and I think the first or second one, he went super deep, and he's laughing about it when he comes back. He's like, "Dude, all I was thinking about is my nuts are out, and I'm just gonna wad just nuts out, and you guys are gonna come over to me, just balls hanging out, just wadded up on the ground." He's like,
Just all scraped up.
Yeah,
helmet just scraped
What
off.
did he say? He was like,
Not this helmet. No.
I think he said like, I think he said like I gave it a little too much. He's like, I just came over the top and was just like, I'm deep,
gosh.
I'm deep right now.
Which is probably one of the funnest jumps.
That jump's so easy.
Oh my God! People look at it; they're so scared of it at first.
Well,
but
it's
you
the
gotta
setup
realize
jump.
that.
It's the most terrifying part of that whole thing. Just having the throttle out of the berm.
Out of the berm.
Yeah,
They skip over that setup jump.
Because once you're over that, you're fine.
I mean, yeah, you're good, bro. You're cruising.
And it
And
doesn't
you have
G
a
out.
huge landing. The ramp is super smooth. That's what I'm. That's like when people are always asked, like, "Oh, what is your favorite place to ride?" Like, it was Fitzpatrick's house, man.
That third gear ramp at Fitz's house, probably one of the like most fun jumps I've ever hit.
The terrifying part is just hitting that berm and getting enough to get the road jump.
I like when he would take the carpet off sometimes too, and there would just be like 6 ruts, and you're just like, "Oh!" I just getting all squirrely before, and you're like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!"
Because as soon as you landed that, it just
Wide open, yeah. And that thing just boots you, and you're just floating, and you're like, "This is sick.
This is rad."
Yeah,
This is
it
a good
float. His jumps floated really. I mean, Fitz has some of the biggest jumps I've ever hit in my life.
Yeah, I like his place because it's like ramp. It's like in his backyard. He's got like full natural train hits, dirt hits, ramps. Like,
and you're looking at a winery,
and it's
then
a
someone's
beautiful
having a
place,
wedding
yeah.
over there, and
Yeah.
you're just like,
Fitz and his family are just good people. And
great times. Yeah.
they will take care of you till the end of the day. Like his parents are awesome. And,
we're trying to get Jimmy on too. He hopefully should be coming on soon. But
it's a crazy year.
he's had a tough go recently.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
So-
back surgery. I mean,
That and his dad and his
pops,
grandpa and his uncle. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I talk to him actually pretty frequently. My buddy up north at the ranch just bought the quad ramp off of him. So
oh yeah,
that's up at our ranch now.
Nice.
So that just got dropped off. So I was talking to him, delivering that. But I try to talk to him like once a month, but typical Jimmy, he'll call you 7 months later.
Yeah.
And it was always like the best way I knew how to get home.
Never like it missed a day.
But
Yeah.
you just show up, and he's like,
That, yeah.
Yeah, I went to the Ackerman thing. And,
Oh, yeah.
I got to see him, and it
That
was
was sad.
It was.
Were
Yeah.
you pretty close to Chris?
So I was there that day
Oh, dang.
in
Really?
Dumont, and that's kind of why I wanted to go just show my respects. You know, like I did like the charity events at the Elsinore Poker Tour and hung out a lot with Ox and just around him a bunch, but never got super close with the dude. But I just wanted to show my respects, man, because I was there that day, and what a soldier, bro.
Yeah.
Ox was another legend.
10 years yesterday.
Yeah, I saw you posted that, and that's so gnarly to think about.
Because I was ripped to tip.
Dude, and
whoa, that's a trip.
I just got chills.
Yeah, that is crazy.
That's a trip.
Yeah.
Ox was an absolutely insane human, and
nice guy.
One thing that I'll always remember about Ox, remember when they did the U.S. Open down in Huntington, and you guys that was like one of the sickest shows you guys ever did.
You mean his knack flip to crash gets up?
No, that one was gnarly.
No, that one was good.
This was him not even riding, just like Ox getting his name. Dude, he shows up and like you guys had like a full catering setup. Yeah. Dude, homie grabs the whole fucking
and throws it.
No, the whole tin of salad, and you know the big serving forks. Dude, he just grabs that too. He just sits down, dude, and he just starts mowing salad with this massive fucking fork out of the whole tin of salad, and he's just going to town. And I'm like, oh my god, this guy's a farm animal. I love it.
Love it.
He was the nicest guy too.
Ever, man. I got to experience another side of Ox, man, because he was from San Clemente and we surfed, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was going to say.
Jessica,
you guys probably surfed a lot.
And I knew her from high school, stuff like that, his wife. So we got to spend a lot of time surfing. And no one really knows this, but dude, the guy ripped.
Yeah, he was a super
good
surfer. Shredded at surfing, where like I grew up surfing, contests, all that. And I came out, I'm like, dude, like you're good, bro. We were punting airs. He had a Boost Mobile. He just signed with Boost Mobile at the time. And they gave him a jet ski. And we were doing tow-ins at DMJ's down there.
What?
And I'll never forget, I whip him into one, and he just stands up, full barrel. And I was like, oh, that was a sick barrel. And I turn around, I look, and he's like 6 feet in the air, just punting a sick indie grab on his board. I'm like, dude, what's up, bro? And like, yeah, we got to connect like that, really cool. And plus, we rode the saloon a lot together.
Yeah.
Him, Haggy, that whole crew, Potter, Garland.
Yeah.
Potter's a good dude. Garland's another good dude. I haven't seen him in a while, but I mean,
he's crushing the tile, bro. I seen him.
Yeah. Dude, did you see this? Like, we might need to air this, but just check out this jet ski run. Just watch what this guy's doing here.
What is this?
So he starts off with a piece of meat on a fishing reel on the pier.
I saw this, and the guy catches a shark. Yeah,
he catches a shark and he surfs with a shark.
Yeah, I've seen that. He hooks the shark, and as the shark's running, he uses him as like getting towed.
Here's me, right? I mean, that's gotta be fake, bro.
That's what I thought.
Like,
dude. There's
if
no
that's
way.
real, dog. Like,
that shark.
No way, bro. Look at the speed he's got, bro. There's
the shark had to have
bro.
been
The
like.
shark would have ate his ass, bro. I'm telling you.
Nah.
I don't think it's real.
This is the best towing ever.
I don't think it's really there.
It's not.
There's no way.
Like, that's one of those remote control sharks that they had in the movies or some shit. He bought one by some rich dude.
No, it's on the internet. It's real. Come on.
Yeah, it's all on the internet.
Just like Instagram matters, right?
Yeah.
It's all real, Taylor. All right.
Okay.
But I will say for like the outdoor stuff right now, like because the trick game is unreal, but what Axel and Bierman are doing with with just like their little playgrounds.
I mean,
this is stupid.
I feel like these guys are actually rebirthing freestyle motocross in the right way.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole ramp daddy trick monger, that just got played out quick. That sucks.
Well, it's like you can only do so much with it.
I mean, watch Bierman and Axel ride in person. Bro.
Dude, they're retarded.
I got to ride with them, at Cahill, and bro, these guys rip.
They have great bike control.
They're naturally just super talented.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, like what they're doing, Slayco, right? Yeah. Awesome.
Dude,
Bierman's Red Bull thing, that was sick.
In Kansas.
Yeah. Right.
And I guess he's doing something at Area 52. Dana talked
all
to
these guys.
That should be coming out.
That should be coming out
bro,
pretty
let's
soon.
talk about Raha.
Yeah, Colby, dude.
I mean,
I got mad respect for Colby.
He came out of nowhere.
He came out of nowhere, and he was a little rough around the edges with a kind of a sketchy style initially. Like I remember watching him early ride.
Oh, he sucked.
Dude, he scared me. Like
he was like crashing.
I'm not saying I was a great rider because I was just.
I sucked too, but
I was just one of the guys just having fun. I was never like the pro guys, but I just rode with you guys, had fun. I never did it for professional. I had my other career, but. Like watching him sometimes, I would watch him hit the ramp. I'm like, dude, and I'd like cringe. And then like I've been watching him the last year and a half, and his style is insane.
Definitely say over the last 2 years, this kid is
came out of nowhere and blew up.
He was the kid that was showing up at shows in his black van and brought a leather couch to his shows for him and his homies to kick it on. And I was just like, this is kind of funny. This is like you're like old school grungy freestyle motocross kid.
But he was everyone like kind of kept saying he was like Deegan, like reincarnated kind of, because he showed up with the fucking spikes on his shit, and they were like,
I'm really glad he took a different path.
Right. That's what I'm saying, because he like found his own image and he's crushing it.
I mean, come on, bro. That van ramp that they're lacing up out in Beaumont to that giant hill.
Dope, bro.
Dude. Him and Franco and Parsons, like, these guys are just throwing sick whips off this van ramp.
And his styles, dude, he has good style.
Yeah.
He does it.
And I love the whole, like, set up a ramp in the street and go, like, whip to the side of, like, a water duct or something. Yeah. Like, that kind of stuff.
Just really, go land off the side of, like, a freeway on ramp.
Yeah. I liked his real moto.
His real moto was good.
Yeah. X Games is so smart by doing real moto.
Yeah. I know. But I was going to say I liked his stuff because, like, all the times when you were a kid and you would be driving somewhere and you'd be like, oh, bro, like, making that stupid joke, like, oh, what if you hit that? Like, they're doing that.
They're doing that. That's what, like, that's... And again, dirt bike kids, right? Like, I was like sitting there, I'm like, bro, you crushed dirt bike kids. Like, every time I'm a 40-year-old dude with kids, right? Like, I get on my dirt bike.
You're a kid.
I'm a kid again, bro. Yeah. And you know, the wife hates it, obviously. I don't know, whatever. It's just but it's like that mentality that you get when you're on the dirt bike.
Well, just him and I, like, we went up and rode Creech's house, and I took him around our ranch a couple weeks ago. I hadn't ridden in a couple years. He hadn't ridden in a couple years. We used both my buddies' bikes. We just went and borrowed my two buddies' bikes, my buddy's two bikes.
What a nice buddy!
Yeah,
super nice buddy.
Super good buddy.
He's like my brother. Like, he's legitimately like him and I've known each other since we were in diapers. Yeah, so he's like my brother. But he's the one that owns the ranch up north. But dude, it just felt good to be on a bike. Like, we went out and rode the hills at Creech's house, and like just riding the hills are like, dude, this is so fun. Like,
so fun.
Yeah.
Couldn't smack the smile off of our face.
Yeah.
We like kind of came back towards his house, and he has this little area with like little fun little jumps and stuff. We fucked around there for like a solid hour, and like we were like both kind of sitting there going, we got a hell of a drive home, but we were like both just like having fun punting around. We were just like doing laps, dude, and we were like,
it's like one of those things like. You're like, dude, I still have a 3.5 hour drive ahead of me. It's getting dark, and we have to also be up tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. But I'm having so much fun right now. Like,
couldn't even stop. Yeah, we were just having a blast. That made me want a dirt bike again so bad. But
yeah, so bad, right? Like, I went years without a dirt bike.
Yeah,
I'm still on years without a dirt bike.
I went from riding shows to not having a dirt bike, and I was just so over where, like, you know, you get called to go do shows or drive to Vegas. The guy doesn't pay you. You're like, dude, you know, like, sponsors signing contracts with people. They're not paying you. They're filing bankruptcy. Like, it got super tough there for a second. So I was like, let's just get off of this trip.
I think this
sell
year,
a bunch of weed. We're gonna make a lot more money and not get hurt.
Honestly,
and now it's becoming legit.
Yeah,
and now it's becoming a real thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think this year was possibly the first year since I was like 7 years old that I haven't had a dirt bike.
Wow.
Which is absolutely weird to think about.
So I have to call your dad.
You guys sold the old Ripper, the 426 the other day.
That was like the last bike that we've been holding on to forever, and we sold that thing, and it's like, it's weird to like go into a garage and only see mountain bikes now.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, dirt bikes has just been a part of the life, right?
They were literally my whole childhood growing up.
And I'm so jealous because like I really want a 110, but I also don't want to spend $5,000 on a 110.
Oh my god, dude! You guys gotta come to my.
Yeah, I've seen your little spot.
Track.
He told me about it.
Dirty.
Yeah,
I got a couple 110s. I got an extra one you guys can rip.
Just come out and shred.
Bro.
We should probably do this. We should probably go out and rip.
Anytime.
I want a 110 so bad. Yeah. Did you see the Grom downstairs?
Oh, that's yours.
No, that's my neighbor's.
Oh, it is.
But we all ride it. We all rip that thing.
That's like the community Grom.
I love that.
Dude,
community Grom.
It is. It's so much fun. But that thing, like, that's almost like that thing should be illegal, what you do on it. Dude, we've ripped the beach path on them at night. You'll go down, we rip the beach path and go, like, ride the beach.
It's an electric bike, sir.
Yeah, we ride the beach, dude. Just rip. You can rip wheelies for days.
And it has, like, a solid suspension on it to where you could probably throw a little like grass knoll whip on there.
Oh, I'm sure you could. Yeah.
Those little grassy knolls where you always look. You're driving
Just
like,
a little-
I could air that right there. Yeah.
But I
Just
feel
throw
like
a little seat bounce off it real quick.
I feel like if I got a 110, because I live right here, like right,
Oh, bro,
I
you'd
live
be all day.
right here on the beach. Like I'd get arrested probably pretty quick
Mm-hmm.
because I would be ripping that thing on the beach. Well, the new thing I found, and I just can't bring up the money to buy one, but Segways make go-karts now. So it's a Segway board. They're called 9bots. It's a Segway board that you put a go-kart frame on. And you could make them small so like a little 5-year-old kid can do it, or you can make them big. They do 25 miles an hour on the fast one.
So dangerous.
I'm like, dude, me and my buddy, they look like shifter carts. They have like the whole sides like shifter carts. It's like we could ride these things at night on the beach because they have lights on them. We could have our own little Mario Kart races out here.
No,
Oh,
I
totally. Rotten fruit, throwing it at each other.
think just nailing
Dude, the
people.
beach would never know. We could be out there at 1 o'clock in the morning. No one would ever hear us. And just
I think Segway actually is making it's like a half dirt bike, half bike, but they're full electric.
Oh, I've seen, yeah.
And the big ones haul ass.
Really?
And you can put moto tires on them and absolutely rip these things, and they're dead silent.
Well, dude, that's the dangerous thing about the electric stuff. What we could do now. I mean, Josh Hill showed us with the electric bike going to skate parks and stuff and ripping
Was that
skate
the
parks.
Alta Moto?
Yeah, Alta Moto, yeah.
Have you ridden one of those yet?
I haven't gotten the chance to ride one. I want to see what they're like because it's weird. There's no clutch.
And I heard it's like literally like
On or off.
on or off.
It's just it takes off.
Well, I heard I remember talking to Nate about it, and when
Yeah,
Adams was running them, I haven't seen anything from him in a long time. By the way, I think he's just in Arizona being a dad. But
Dad life.
yeah, he said he was like learning to flip that thing was really awkward because you don't have that. There's not like that you could feel. He's like it's just.
Can you imagine?
That's the weirdest part because they don't shift, right?
No.
They don't shift. There's no clutch, so you don't have any lever on that
you're
side.
just holding on and going.
Yeah, and that's like kind of got to be the weirdest feeling. Like growing up riding a dirt bike a certain way to go and switch that completely to.
Well, did Hill ever race it in Supercross in this show?
No one's ever
raced it, right?
Rhythm section.
They did straight rhythm.
Straight rhythm on it.
But
yeah.
couldn't that's any
And
of that?
he beat that dude on the 450.
Oh yeah, they're so fast.
I mean,
But that's all they can do. The battery technology won't last long enough for them
For a
to
full race.
do full
I just hope
racing.
we never go full electric racing because this is gonna be boring.
Hey, could you imagine like a gate falling and it's just clink?
no.
Like there's no moto
Well,
sound.
Like all these dudes are in the two strokes again.
Yeah, I
And
love
it's
it.
just burp. And you're like, damn, that's that sound that I grew up on, bro.
That was like
you go-
heyday of moto.
Yeah.
Just
Well, you would just hear it would just sound like.
that's what I mean. It'd just be like
yeah.
Yeah.
you'd hear bikes landing more than you'd hear like
There's
an
just
actual-
Chains clinking and
Yeah.
There's something
It'd be
about
the
going to a
weirdest
race and smelling gas and like because like Formula One has electric cars now,
Nothing's better than that race gas smell.
and they're
Oh God!
Bro.
When you walk into Angel Stadium and you just hear, you're just like, oh, we're here.
When you
baby.
even ride behind someone that runs race gas.
well, yeah. I was gonna say like Casey's 450.
Yeah, like
he was riding in front of me the other day at Creech's house, and I was on the Husky, and like I'm just like going behind him, like that's nice, that's nice.
Yeah.
just
I'll
that,
just follow you.
Yeah.
just that blue smoke smell, and you're just like, yeah.
That's VP.
Yeah, you run VP, and then you got the
Is
weird
that C12 or?
the. Do you remember when they started doing like the like grape flavored shit too?
Oh.
So it was an additive.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys, Destin had it.
Yeah, I think Griff used to run
Griff,
it too.
Yeah, we used to like run it, and it was like grape, and then there was a couple other ones, but the grape was the one that stood out.
Yeah.
You could smell it. You're like, wow, that's kind of like
It was weird. People
Yeah,
would
it
start
was
their
kinda
bike
weird.
and you'd be like, "What the fuck is that?" Like,
Someone light a blunt? Like,
yeah.
yeah, it did. It kind
grape
of did.
swisher. Bro?
It did kind of smell like that. Like,
Yeah.
honestly.
E40, you around here somewhere?
Yeah.
Where you at?
Who's smoking right now?
Ding 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 ding. Ooh.
The two-stroke game is coming back hard. Was it?
I mean,
I love that everyone.
Didn't Axel just do it?
no, Twitch just rebuilt
Twitch
one.
one.
Twitch
Yeah,
has
my
a
homie just
clean 250.
Yeah, he just bought another one too.
It's oh god, I want a two-stroke again so bad.
So
Bikes
like
are
I
so
think
dirty.
about it, right? And like I got a KX. I went KX, right? And
I loved my Cowie.
Bro,
Cowies or
the thing barks.
Yeah.
It is fast.
Yeah.
And it's like got, everything on it, pipe, all that, silence, and it just rips, bro. I don't know, man, the two-stroke, those were a rough ride. I was, I don't know if I can go back. I mean, if I was rich, yeah, of course I'd have a couple sick, brand new,
Yeah.
crippy ones, but
Go put work into one. And,
yeah.
Dude, They were a work to ride. They were a chore to ride it too.
No, dude, it was work, bro.
Yeah.
It was.
You had to work to ride that bike.
Well, just like mixing gas just to be able to ride the fucking thing.
Just to get the ratio right so you
Yeah.
don't blow smoke.
So you're not grenading your bike.
Are you pretty lean? You're 50-1 right now. You know? Then you would have like the guy with the factory setting 32-1, just blowing oil at you in your face.
Yeah, just boing, and just like puffed out in your face, and you're like, all right.
To this day, though, my favorite bike that I ever had was, well, I can't say ever, but I rode it for so long, was my 03 KX125.
Oh yeah,
dude, that bike was so fun. Like I had pro circuit stuff on it. I had the V-Force reeds on that bike, and that was the bike I rode in high school. And like I got that. Let's see, I graduated in 05, so it was in 03. So yeah, I got it like sophomore year of high school. But dude, the 125s were so funny because there was no in between. It was like an electric bike. You were either on or off. Like you couldn't run that. You couldn't bog that bike.
If you wanted to like even try to be fast on the thing, you had to keep the thing wide the fuck up.
Oh yeah, and
You're clutching it. With
my favorite part about that bike was the works pipe from Pro Circuit on it. And if you came back and your pipe was 6 different colors, dude, you were like, dude, I was on the pipe today. Yeah. And then it was so funny because I went from that to 250Fs and I rode those for a while. And then I went to 450s. And a couple years ago, I was out at, well, now it's Fox Race with Paula. And my buddy bought a brand new YZ250. And I was on my freestyle 450 out there, like cut seat, stiff A-kit.
Beating your lower back
just
up.
Hurting myself.
Wrist hurting so
hurting myself out there.
Arm pump after one lap because you're just bouncing around.
And he was like, hey, ride my 250. I was like, all right, dope. It was a 4-stroke 250F. And, it was like almost being back on a 125 again because everything on a 450 that was like second and third out there was like fourth and fifth on a 250. And I was having so much fun, but it was so light. And I hit, there was like a back triple. And I remember like I went over and I just kind of ended up like poking out. Like, whoa, this thing kind of flies out from underneath me. And I was like, and I just started doing it more and more, but like I could come into corners and just like drag my bars like almost to the corner.
And stay on the gas.
I was like, this is so much fun. I was like, I get why people ride 250s on the track. This thing is so much fun.
Matt never dragged a bar in a corner. Shut up, bro.
No, I crashed. Yeah, come on.
I dragged the bar as I tipped over. Yeah,
bro, you don't. Come on.
Don't do this to me right now. Come on,
bro. Stop.
No, I never was able to drag bars, but I could drag my pegs and like if you could drag your legs through the corner, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I was never really good at the track. Graham hated me at the track because I would just cut. He actually put in laps.
And you just cut the track on the big jump?
I would hit all the jumps and then cut over and then I'd be in front of him again. And then I'd cut over and be in front of him again. And he's like, bro. He's like, get out of my way.
I'm out here doing motos.
I'm out here training for the 6 hour, bro. You're being a dick right now.
Being a freestyle nerd out here.
Did you ever ride Zacca?
No, I didn't.
Well, Zach used to have that rule, like no sessioning.
Oh, wait. Is that the one up north?
It's by Jackpot.
It's by Jackpot. Yeah, I have ridden there a couple times.
So it's gone now, but that place was rad. And they used to not like you sessioning there. But like sometimes we'd be there and there would only be like 8 of us out there. And
having fun.
Yeah, and you would hit like the double or the step up and then the double, and then you go back and come back down.
But you're like, who am I getting in the way of?
Yeah, well, it was more of a thing about the land, like where they didn't want tracks going through.
They wanted like the grass.
There was some weird because they leased the land, so there was some weird stuff about you had to stay on the track.
Makes sense.
But they came over like, you guys got to ride the track. I'm like, yeah, but these two are the most fun jumps right here. Like we don't want to ride the whole thing to come all the way. Your track's super long. I'm gonna be tired by the time I come back here.
I was gonna say, did you ever do stuff at like Angel Stadium?
Yeah,
where they were like, "Do not touch the grass."
No, I never got to ride on the grass. They actually made us ride in the parking lot.
Really? Oh, at the old Crusades.
Yeah, at the old Crusades. Yeah.
And we brought them back 2 years ago.
They did a show in the actual where I heard they were like super bummed.
They literally freaked out, like. Do not go anywhere near the grass.
So look how much money they make off of baseball.
Right.
It's like, why would you?
But
we were like, these freestyle guys are worth $10.
Was it 2018 and 19? We did shows back at the Crusades. Like Harvest brought them back. And year 1, we brought the ramps inside the stadium, but Jimmy's the plague ramp, we couldn't cut the corner.
Oh,
and so they wouldn't let the plague ramp in there because we couldn't go cut the corner. It was literally by like that much. We were going to go on the grass like that much to bring it in. So we ended up having to use one ramp on the warning track, but that was sick. Those dudes were running the warning track in there. Yeah. And those photos always look super clean.
Always.
Yeah.
I know I got a photo of me, like where we set up in the parking lot was rad.
Under the A, right?
Under the A.
Yeah.
And I got a photo of me, dude, cranking this like big old whipped out Indian Air, like right next to the A.
The iconic
It's the
A off the
iconic-
freeway.
yeah,
That might have been my last show I announced.
Yeah, probably. Right.
Dude, we were out there. Fitz has the show. It's like Destin, Jimmy. I don't even remember who rode that day. And Eric Apple's supposed to come out and announce the show. And so like show 1's starting and Eric's nowhere to be seen.
Apple.
And Jimmy walks over and just throws me the mic. He's like, Maddie, you're announcing. I'm like, yeah, no. And he's like, no, you got this. Like I've announced like 2 other shows prior.
I have never laughed so hard in
Was
my
it
life.
good?
Oh
No.
my God.
Horrible.
He was stuttering, stumbling on
not
words.
an
He
announcer.
couldn't.
Yeah.
He was calling out tricks that weren't even fucking close.
The
Like
standard,
some-
heart attack.
Yeah.
Bro, that was a cliffhanger.
Yeah. No, like somebody would do a dead body and he'd be like, Indian air, nice. I'm like, that's not even close. Like,
No, I know the difference between a dead body and
I'm,
the air.
okay,
Come on.
I'm exaggerating
Yeah,
a little
no,
bit,
you
but
are,
it was
but-
along those lines where I was like you could just tell he was so nervous.
I had to announce.
Hey.
I had to announce that one.
It's hard though. It's
Dude,
hard.
It is.
It's so hard. I had to announce. The hardest is when no one's at a show. I announced a show for Mark Burnett up in Reading, and it was me, Biton,
Trying to
Luke
pump
Dolan,
up.
and Anthony Murray. It was-
Murray?
so it was us, and then Riser came out and was hanging out with us. But literally the first show, and we had orders from Mark, like anyone there, no one there. You guys are riding at the times that And the first show was us.
0.
And me on a microphone, and no one even in earshot distance of us. And I'm out there announcing. I might as well just got in the crowd and I'm like, yeah, and then ran to the other side and then announced it again.
You want to see these guys? Should have just been whistling at people. Get over here.
Oh, dude, I tried. I literally did. And then like the second show, we were still like having no one out there, and it's comfortable Red Bluff, so it's only like 135 outside, and
Beautiful riding weather.
Beautiful.
I think Murray and Biton ended
The
up like
heat's coming off the ground.
going and riding through the fair. Like they got on their bikes and rode through the fair and like trying to get people to come over. And I think at that point, people in Red Bluff are like, all right, who's the idiots that brought their dirt bike to the fair? Like, why are these guys riding through the crowd
These
right now?
morons,
Yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah.
who are these idiots? You
Well, we
know?
might as well go follow him. Whoa, there's a freestyle
yeah.
show.
Oh shit, this is cool.
Yeah.
The best part was Murray didn't have a bike out here, and so he was using one of Pastrana's bikes. And
God.
before we changed it, yeah, exactly, no, that exactly. But we had his bike sitting outside the trailer and like had the 199 on and everything like that.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
kids in Red Bluff are tripping out. They're like, dude, Pastrana's here. Like Pastrana is. Yeah.
You're like, it's not.
We ended up
it's
not.
Don't.
we
don't.
ended up not even being able to ride that bike because it was so just busted. And Murray was like, I'm not putting my stuff on this bike.
Bro.
And we ended up finding a local kid.
I had a bike.
Yeah, and so initially, like I think Riser started making phone calls, like looking for a bike for Murray, and we found this kid, and we actually thought it was Creech, but it wasn't Creech, and it was this other kid, and we like showed up on this dirt road way outside of town that had like no cell service. I was like, I don't know where we're going, and we pull up, and this kid's like all stoked and stuff. He's like, yeah, the bike's right over there, and like it was like under a tarp, and we're like, oh, all right, this is gonna be fun. Like here we go.
Yeah.
And
All
I-
the tarp up
yeah.
and it's immaculate. Huh?
Oh, I remember Murray was like, the kid was like, so can you like get me into the show? I'm like, I think you could just walk through the gate. Like I don't.
I think it's a free entry.
I'm pretty sure it's free, bro.
I just remember there was like weird stuff. Like it looked like he hadn't worked on the bike in forever, but someone told us like, oh yeah, it's an old Geico bike, and like I was like, from like how many
Yeah.
Geicos are real? Like,
Yeah,
what-
Geico in like '86. What does that mean?
Which one?
What are you talking about here?
But that was always the best because Travis has bikes all around the country,
Bro.
and he'll let people ride them. And so like every now and then you end
Bro,
up at a
those-
show, and the Pastrana bike shows up, and everyone's like, oh, Travis is here. Like Travis.
No, Travis.
Well, that's
isn't
what I
here.
think is like hilarious. You get the like mob of kids and they're like, "Where's Travis?" And you're like, "It's just his bike. He's not here. We borrowed it." They're like, "No, get Travis out here." You're like, "Dude, mellow out first off." They're like, "Show us
Yeah.
Travis."
At Salinas Air Show, I was Garland for the autograph sessions.
Nice.
So like Garland's there and everything like that, and like Jimmy's like having like autograph signing. Well, Garland was like he was out doing something, so Jimmy's like, Matt, sit down, start signing autographs. I'm like, why? And he's like, just sign autographs.
figure it out, bro.
Yeah. So there was like videos
Yeah.
of me like signing autographs.
Well, DG.
Yeah.
Those
Go
are the,
DG.
yeah, those are the funniest days though
Oh.
too. I would just like sit down in the signings lines too. I wouldn't even. I would just be like sitting off to the side,
Yeah.
and like they'd run down the rider line, and then they just like turn and come to me, and I'm like, "Oh, I didn't ride." They're like, "Yeah, you want to sign it?" I'm like, "No, I didn't."
You're part of the crew.
Yeah,
yeah.
I was like, "No, I wasn't riding." They're like, "Yeah, sign my hat."
I did.
You're like,
I've done signings, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Who the fuck are you?" And I'm like sitting next to like Crazy Racer. Like I did signings for like Water, Arrowhead Water, and Skull the Chew.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Smoke was
And they had
tobacco.
like full legit like racer dudes that are like, no, I got me over there, just stoned as fuck.
they're like, "So what do
Like,
you
who the
do?"
fuck are you?
Yeah.
Oh, the freestyle dude.
They're like, "Oh,
They're like, oh, sweet.
cool."
What's that?
Rad, yeah. Yeah, what the fuck?
The guy that did the flips out there.
Yeah.
I was with those guys.
Hey, you know the guy that lets go of his dirt bike in the air and then catches it again?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
you're
that
kind of
dude.
cool, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
You're the guy that lets go of his dirt bike.
The guy that tries to catch his dirt bike after jumping off of it.
Yeah.
It's so funny, like if you go from like a fan to like being with like becoming boys with everyone like that and seeing both sides of the fence, you know? Because like as fans, like growing up, you look up to all these guys and you think like there's this crazy gnarly production in life and everything like that, and then you just show up and you realize like how half the time like we're like running late and like trying.
Yeah, it's like Taylor showing up fucking 10 minutes before they're supposed to ride at Speedway.
Yeah.
They're like, where is Taylor? And he's like honking the horn to let him in the gate.
I'm here, bro. I got my shit on already. I live down the street, bro. Like, I don't need to practice. I'm good. It's my ramp.
Dude, Speedway.
I've hit it a billion times, bro.
Oh my fucking God. I forgot we have to bring up the ramp story too.
Oh, okay. Bro, I totally forgot you were with me that day.
I forgot about that too until you just said
when
that
you guys
right now.
dropped the ramp on the... Hold on, we're going to get to that in a dude, Speedway, though, like, making that show, because Jimmy's been running it for Vorber for a while now, and I remember I was at Jimmy's house, and we have, like, the trailer's not even loaded and stuff, and I'm, like, looking at my watch, I'm like, Jimmy, we have to be at Speedway in, like, 2 hours, and we're in Temecula.
Oxley was so bummed.
Oh, dude, we got on the freeway. He had Jimmy's old F-250 trailer ramp, and then he put me in the 150, the race truck that he had with 2 bikes in it. Jimmy's literally doing like 150
with the truck.
Yeah, with a trailer.
Yeah.
And like I'm in the back, like just chasing him down the freeway. And I remember we get to Speedway somehow, no tickets, nothing.
Pulled it.
Yeah, we pulled it off, but we're like signing autographs, and this dad comes up. He's like, "Were you guys on the 55 a little while ago?" Like, no, I mean that was another guy with a ramp and a couple dirt bikes.
Another metal militia ramp, bro.
Were you guys on the freeway doing 120? No, that was not us.
We were here 2 days ago. Yeah.
No, but dude.
So you were the one in the truck when...
Dude, we went to pick up...
I know the story.
We went to pick up a fucking ramp.
You know whose ramp it was, too?
Wasn't it Graham's?
No, it was Ronnie Renner's.
Oh, it was Renner's
very
ramp.
first free ride ramp made by the free ride technology dudes.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
That thing was kind of an iconic ramp.
It was totally iconic. And Ronnie, I think, still mad at me, bro. Sorry, bro. My bad.
But-
I've apologized.
My bad. We're good. I said my bad. We're totally cool.
We're totally cool, right?
So this thing was out at his spot at the saloon, and he's like, "Hey, can you come help me load this thing up?"
Wasn't that in Corona?
It was in La Brea.
Oh, that's right, La Brea.
Off
It
the
was actually
57.
sick because it was like an in-between, like... It
I
wasn't,
knew what
you
your
didn't
guys'
have to
spot.
go.
I always knew about it.
You didn't have to go all the way to the IE to
Yeah.
ride. It
Yeah.
was kind of in its own cool
Weather
spot.
was nice.
But dude, so he calls me. He's like, "Hey, can you help me load up this ramp?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no worries." So I roll over to his house. We drive out there. First thing we do when we get there too, and I'm like,
Is it just
Taylor,
us?
I'm like, how are we gonna load
it
this?
just us?
Yeah, I'm like, it's
Yeah.
me and you.
Watch.
And he's like, yeah, I'll just back the tray. I'm like, dude, we're never getting this fucking thing on here. There's no way. I'm like, there's no way.
As light as they look, they're not.
And this is the big dog, too.
And yeah, and this thing was heavy as fuck. But we managed to get this thing on the trailer.
Tie down ratchet straps.
Finesse, baby. Yeah,
No,
ratchet straps.
But dude, he has some ghetto ass ratchet straps too, and I'm
I
like,
did. I've been using them for a while.
we strapped this thing down to the trailer, and I'm kind of looking at everything, and I'm like, fuck, like the thing's heavy, like it won't
Bro,
go
I've
nowhere.
traveled the country like that.
Yeah,
You did an all...
yeah, we did the shake.
Yeah, kick it real quick.
Shake it, and like tested the tension on the thing. We're like, yeah, that's not going anywhere. Bro, we start driving home. We're on the 55, and for anyone who knows, who's been down the 55, right where the 55-73 interchange is, right there.
55-70. Oh, okay.
So,
like getting down to like the beach area.
yeah. So we're right there, and
You're
we're
like
both
by John Wayne Airport.
right by John Wayne almost, right? But we're right there, dude. And we just we kind of start hitting this like bumpy area.
Just ride the whoops a little bit.
Dude, and we don't even think anything about it. And we just hear this noise, and it's like... And we both kind of look at each other, and we're like, what the fuck is that noise? I look in the fucking...
mirror.
His rear view mirror, dude. And I see this ramp sliding off of the trailer. We're in the slow lane.
Bro.
This thing slides off the trailer onto the 55 freeway at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So there's a ton of people.
There's people everywhere.
This thing slides from the slow lane all the way to the fast lane and then all the way back into the slow lane.
It was gnarly.
Nobody touched it somehow.
No one jumped it, huh?
A dude on a street bike went by it, and we're like, oh my god, how did this guy
Street
not...
bike Tommy.
Just sends it.
And so this thing stuck halfway in the slow lane on the 55, and we get out, and we're like, we can't move this thing.
Remember
like,
the dude in the Jeep?
Yeah, some random dude was like,
I got you.
you guys need help? We're like, yeah,
we
please. So we finally get this thing off onto the shoulder into a safe area.
Zone. Yeah.
And so we're like looking at each other and we're like, dude, what do we do? Like, we can't load this thing up by hand. Like, there's no way. So he's like, just leave it there and we'll try and figure out how to come back and get it. So skip a couple hours later, we go to try and figure out how to get it back. Thing's gone. And we're like,
gone.
Caltrans took it.
Caltrans took it. And they grabbed it by the front and picked it up with a bucket and just
folded
the
fucking folded Renner's ramp, bro. I showed up to Caltrans to pick it up and pay the fine. I was like, keep it.
Yeah, I don't.
What was the fine?
Dude, it was a couple $100.
Really? That's all?
Yeah.
Not bad.
No, it wasn't.
Not bad for her trying to set up a freestyle show on the 55.
Yeah, not bad for almost killing a bunch of people with a freestyle ramp.
The fact that no one hit it.
Bro was skipping across the freeway.
You guys were going to poach. That would have been the sickest poach, though.
Oh, my gosh.
Dude, there was just sparks flying, cars
flying.
Dude,
cars swerving.
I completely forgot about that until right now, and I'm so glad I just remembered that story. That was one of the wildest
Was it just
times.
you two?
Yeah. Just us two.
Where were you taking it?
I was bringing it home. We were going to go put it at another spot.
A Loza spot or something?
I can't even remember, bro. Honestly, it was so long ago.
I don't even remember where we were going with it.
I had a reason for moving it.
I had a reason for moving it.
Dude, that was so wild. But, dude, me and Taylor have had some good times for sure.
Super good ones.
I forgot. We have to ask you, because you brought this up. We need to talk about, before we kind of wrap this up, because we're getting up there in time. But I need to ask you about your younger days in Mexico.
Yeah. So I think I gotta come back for that one. Basically 17 years old, thought it was a good idea to go spring break in Cabo.
Good place. It's actually a great starting idea. I like the start of this.
Totally. I was going to school in Corona del Mar at the time. Had a bunch of rich friends. My buddy Matt, Cheeto Juice. We called him Cheeto Juice. We were just a mess. We were a mess.
Kind of want that story.
So this dude,
Cheeto Juice?
So Cheeto Juice was the first dude to ever own a 99 CR with the aluminum frame, 250.
Really?
Back in the day, dude, he was on a waiting list for it. So he was like one of 10
that had this
in California that had this bike.
Damn.
And he's in Beaumont hitting the fucking the old Fire Road step up, doing double cans like in 99, bro.
The glory days. The glory days.
Yeah, Cheeto Juice, he ended up being, I don't know, some like kind of broker or something. I don't know. I don't even know. The dude's rich, killing it in Florida. I don't know. He's crushing it. Shout out to Thielen. But
you guys still buddies?
I just
shout out to Cheeto Juice.
Yeah, Cheeto Juice, bro. But his dad flew us down on a private plane to a private airstrip to a sick pad. We went to La Paz, Mexico.
Not bad, I guess.
To La Paz, Mexico. Me and Graham and him.
Yeah.
And I was 17. These dudes were 18. We're trying to meet up with a bunch of the homies in spring break down in Cabo. So we're at this condo for a night, and we think it's a good idea to go out and get shit-faced and pay with fake money that my buddy gave me.
This sounds like a good idea.
Horrible. So
who's going to know? It's Mexico.
That's what we thought. But apparently...
Because no one ever does this stuff in foreign countries.
They're super smart about that.
Well, it's not like other people do this all the time, probably.
I mean, shit, bro.
Nobody else has probably had that same idea ever.
Bro, I'm 17, fucking stoned out my mind. We're...
Taylor threw it off because he printed $100 bills that were this big.
Dude, with his own face on it.
Hey, no, bro, the super smart kid from our school that like based all of his classes on acid and shit. Like, this guy was super smart. He made the money for us, and it worked in Cali. It worked at all the Carl's Juniors, Albertsons, Lucky's, all that shit, right? So I was like, dude, this is shooing.
Dude, I had buddies get arrested in high school for this because they used to go to like McDonald's and pay with fake money and get real money, and then one of our buddies got clipped.
Yeah.
And got picked up one night.
Classic.
Yeah. Classic stupid idiots. So we're down there, dude, and I'll never forget. The story's so long. Basically, we're there, and we're at the pool after we ate dinner, and we're sitting there, and I'll never forget. I look over, and I see a bunch of, like, federales and policias with, like, machine guns and guns and shit. I'm like, dude, someone's super bummed right now. Like, someone's in trouble, bro. I'm sitting there drinking a beer with these chicks in this jacuzzi, And I'm like, fuck,
like,
someone's.
someone
And I
fucked
look
up.
over.
And Taylor's like, does someone have a camera? We're about to see some cool stuff go down.
I look over, and this is like before everything, bro. Before phone cameras, before internet. Like, bro, I was 17. I'm 40 now. So this is 23 fucking years ago. Like, this is a long ass time ago. I look over, and this dude's got an M16 pointing at my head. And I'm like, oh, fuck, we're in trouble.
We're the guys.
We're the fucking three gringos that made morning newspaper, got sentenced to 4 years in jail.
We're those guys.
Yeah, we're that dude right now.
Taylor went from, damn, somebody fucked up to, I fucked up.
100%. Yeah. And, I mean, look,
You guys are
dude.
here for me?
Yeah. Oh, shit. Did I do something? Like, oh, three gringos in La Paz fishing village, bro. Like, duh. You know what I mean? I mean, from the second they zip tied our hands together and put us in the back of a pickup truck.
Did they chain gang you too? Did they zip tie you to each other?
Yes.
Yep.
Back to back to back in the back of the pickup.
Yeah.
Love it.
And the
Little
dude,
circle back
we're driving down a dirt road, and I'm sitting there going, I don't even know Spanish, bro. I know how to order a beer and go to the bathroom. That's about it. Like,
Cerveza baño, por favor.
yeah. Dos cerveza, you know what I mean? Like,
Donde esta
Donde-
baño?
Donde esta gringo? Dude, it was gnarly. You know, driving down the dirt road, I thought we were smoked. I'm like, bro, for an $80 dinner, like these guys are gonna go take us out into the hills and just smoke us. But we go to jail there. These guys are doing coke. They're playing fucking Russian roulette. They're smoking joints.
The cops are?
Yeah. These guys try to steal my fucking homie's shoes. He had some like sick Nikes on.
We'll come back to that in a second, but there's a good shoe story in Mexico anyways. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we were there for a night, and
How was that being in a Mexican jail?
bro, that was heavy. It gets gnarlier. So
Then they had them start digging their
my
own graves.
boy's dad bought his condo off a Mexican mafia dude named Luis Cuervos. I'll never forget this man. The cops wouldn't fuck with us for some reason because my boy kept saying this dude's name. And I'm like, hold on, bro. Like, he's not here in town right now. Like, we're trying to get a hold of him. My boy knew Spanish well, so it saved us.
Yeah.
So the dude shows up with security guards, shotgun, like Suburban, in a suit, starts yelling at the cops, right?
Full Mexican mafia, like
starts
cartel
yelling,
dude.
Starts yelling at the cops.
So he showed up to pull you guys out.
They cut us loose. They take us to the courthouse, right? They take us to the courthouse. Remember, I'm 17. I'm freaking the fuck out. Go to the courthouse. The judge sentenced us to 4 years. They stripped me naked, loused me, put me in a jumpsuit, and put me in a prison cell. Bro, we're playing soccer with the locals, like trading food. One local gangster dude made me a fucking shoestring bracelet. Bro, because I was good at soccer. I played club soccer.
Taylor's getting his hair weaved. He's in the
Yeah.
back getting his hair weaved.
Yeah.
He's getting extra shit from the
Yeah.
commissary. 'cause
I got
he's
an
good
extra
at fucking
apple, bro.
soccer.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So, yeah, they paid $5,000. They got us out. I'll never forget it. They put us in jail, and then like these gnarly guards like drug us out the back, bro, and like kicked us out into this like deserted field. And we're like, what the fuck? And the next thing you know, the Suburban comes around the corner. It's like a dust trail, like in a movie.
Hangover
Suburban shows up, doors open. Get in. We get in. Like, fuck, bro. The guy got us everything back. My watches, my rings, my wallet, like all this, bro. All of our clothes.
So you straight up got pulled out of a fucking Mexican jail by
the cartel.
By the cartel. I got sentenced to 4 years. So we get out. Best part of the story is we get out and we're like, fuck, we got to get out of this town.
Yeah.
Right? We jump in my boy's Suburban. We're on our way out. We stop to get food and waters and shit for the road. And the people were like, no. Bro, they had a newspaper clipping of us with our photos and names on it. Basically saying, like, we have fake money. Don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, we had to leave the town to pull over somewhere else to get shit. We ended up driving to Cabo, eating acid. Graham got arrested again for peeing in the alley. Had to trade his shoes, his board shorts, his hat to get out, right? And then fucked up, bro. We meet up with our friends, and we're out the bar.
This is like 98, 99, 97,
Yeah,
98.
yeah. I mean, I was 17, dude. So 97.
That is
1997.
That is
fucking lit.
unreal, dude.
I mean, the story's super gnarly. Like, I'm leaving a lot out, right? Like,
We'll have to catch that.
yeah, we'll have to catch up on that one, boys. But
Dude, the
look,
shoes is funny. We were in Cancun a couple years ago. 10 years ago now, we were down there.
A couple years.
We're
old.
Half a century ago.
Yeah, we were down there like 10 years ago, and we it was like summer. It was June. You know, it's like everyone's down there. We met this dude at the bar from Atlanta, and so we started drinking with him and stuff like that. And I guess he was supposed to come down with like 10 buddies. Well, all his buddies bailed, so he's like, I'm just coming to Cancun by myself. We found out during the week that he started like hotel hopping, and he had all these wristbands. He kept getting wristbands from all these hotels, and he was getting hooked up. Well, at the end of the week, he had to pay his bar tab at our place, and he didn't have any money, so he traded his Jordans to the bartender and got his tab covered.
So sick.
Yeah. Dude traded his Jordans for his bar tab.
We woke up and the cop's trying to
straight across, baby.
Yeah.
Dude, the cop was trying to like jack my boy's Nikes off his feet.
They like Nikes down there. You can get out of a lot of Nikes.
Yeah, the Nikes, they pull power down.
Yeah, you're a fucking diplomat down there. If you got Nikes on, you're good. No, I was about to say, it is still so gnarly that, I mean, Mexico's the same way. You can go down there and like whatever you have to trade, they'll be like, you throw an offer on the table, and they'll be like, yeah, that's cool. I'll let you go if you give me that.
We used to carry porn mags and individually wrapped $5 bills when we'd go down there to surf, like, you know, K9 or whatever, K38, all that stuff. And we'd get pulled over, and you're like, here, bro. And you'd give the dude like $10 and a porno mag, and he'd be like, all right, bro, later. Dude, I was blacked out drunk at a Baja 500, I believe. And I got pulled over. I was driving Dana Nicholson's truck, blacked the fuck out, left a strip club. Just I don't even like really remember any of this, but I guess I paid $200 and the dude just let me go. I had no idea either.
You gotta love other countries how you can get out of trouble.
Costa Rica, bro. I got a shit ton of crazy stories about Costa Rica.
Dude, we're gonna have to get you back and get more stories because I
got plenty of them for you guys.
This is absolutely. This has been awesome, and
this is fun. I like telling stories, bro. It's good times.
There's a couple banger stories that you just gave us right there too.
Those are, dude. Those are. I remember like a pro skater in the early '90s got arrested down in Mexico, and he was like down there for a minute, like 6-7 months. But I think it was Vans. It was one of the shoes companies. It was Vans or DC. Well, they were sending him shoes, and he was bartering shoes in prison, and that's how he was like the king because he was bartering. It was one of the skate shoe companies were sending him shoes down there to like keep him alive.
Smart.
Hey, that is awesome though, because homie's just.
I would wear Vans the rest of my life. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, forever indebted for sure.
Yeah.
That's so.
Dude,
awesome.
have you ever seen this picture of Taylor though? Like, look what he used to look like. Check this out.
Super sexy.
Wow.
Dude.
Yeah, Taylor, you were good looking back in the day.
Crushed it.
You had a nice hair.
Oh my god, what is that on the bottom?
What
yeah.
Oh, just Google.
I know, what is that?
That's
that's the old Monster Energy contest that Lusk won at Lowe's house.
Oh, that's Lowe's?
That's Lowe's old. It
looks like Lowe's house.
So it was that huge dirt double into that big step up, and you could fade 3 ways on the step up. Yeah.
Nice.
Lowe's spot was sick.
I don't even have that photo. Send it to
It's on Google.
Is it?
Google Taylor Sterner demo reel.
Sweet.
YouTube video.
Nice.
Yeah, that's where that one came up.
That's how Matt looks up our guests. He just Googles them.
Well, no, I just decided.
it's smart.
I just decided to Google you while I was sitting here.
Wait.
There's a ton of dissociative shots that come up though.
Wait, scroll up. I love that you type in Taylor Sterner and just an SRH thing comes up.
Oh my god. Those were good times, bro.
Those are the good
traveling with the Cottonmouth King dudes and
D-Loke.
Yeah, just partying.
On a scale of 1 to absolutely obliterated, how high were you hanging out with Cottonmouth Kings?
You're pretty stoned. I mean, I'm pretty stoned all the time, anyways. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, it's a natural thing.
Yeah.
It's a day-to-day thing for me, right? I know some guys like, yeah, 420. I'm like, the fuck 420, bro? I've been smoking every day for the last fucking 20 years, dog.
You're like,
where are you at, bro? Like, 420 every afternoon. You know that, right? It's not just one time a year.
It happens twice a day.
Exactly.
There's a morning and afternoon one.
Yeah, Taylor's like, I've been celebrating 365, like 420s every day here.
Every day. Yeah, dude. Well, thank you guys for having me, man.
No,
Like,
thanks for coming out, man.
Sweet.
We'll come out and rip 110s with you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do need it. It would be fun to go out to your house and go rip some.
Because do you have accounts out here?
Do I have accounts in Long Beach? I have.
Or Orange County in general, just the west side.
I am Orange County. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I do all of Orange
I
County.
am Orange County.
I am Orange County.
Yeah, I got a couple Long Beach shops. I was just over at seeing my boy over there at Showgrow. So.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious because if you're out here, definitely would love.
I'm out here at least every other week.
Cool.
Do you do stuff with Peoples?
I do stuff with Peoples. Yeah.
Nice. That's like the spot we go to.
Peoples is cool, bro.
Peoples is super cool.
Yeah,
I like it there.
super. Dude, they're all legit, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, nowadays it's like
if you're like who, I don't really, I'm gonna say some shit I probably should, but I don't really buy weed from the stores, right? I don't really buy weed from the stores, but if I did, Peoples would be one of the spots.
yeah.
You know who I just Stizzy, shout out to Stizzy. The homies over there.
Stizzy is actually my go-to favorite pen on the market right now.
Have you ever been to their downtown LA location?
No, I've driven past it though, and it's huge.
It's gnarly, bro, and they see like dumb people a day, like thousands of people.
Yeah,
a day.
I'm
Like,
sure.
There's a line around the corner always.
I could guarantee.
You walk in there and it's like you're at this like old like Hollywood nightclub. It's cracking.
That's it.
It's cracking, bro.
It is cracking.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Isn't that what Jungle Boys was? I used to see Twitch go over there all the time. That place looked like a nightclub.
Yeah, Jungle Boys.
Jungle Boys has a thing right off of the 55.
They
right
just
here.
bought an old location over there. They're doing all right. They bought a bad location. I'll be honest.
It's kind of in a weird
It's in
spot.
the bad. Well, you have to drive past like 7 other shops to
Yeah.
get there. So unless you're like a really big Jungle Boys fan, which a lot of people are.
They do have their diehard fans for sure.
Yeah, they do. Their weed doesn't get me high though. Shout out to Jungle Boys, pussies.
Devin, I guess you will not be getting them on the podcast.
So I guess the Jungle Boys are out. Scratch them off, I guess. All
I got
right.
way better brands I could cover here, bro.
What's do you have like a favorite? Do you have like your spot that you think is just doing better than everybody else right now?
Doing better.
I mean, is there a spot that's like absolutely just blowing up, or is it just everybody's kind of in the same? For me right now, like I have that location where there's like 7 spots right there, right?
Yeah.
And they're all anyone you go to, it's like it's kind of the same thing.
It's all the same stuff.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's really just the vibe of the people that work there.
Yeah.
Right? That like makes the shop stand out. SCSA South Coast St. Vasquez is a really good spot. They're doing good things. They got a super good crew over there. But all of my accounts are really good, bro. I really like them. They're all good.
Yeah.
So
That's sick.
That's pretty crazy though. You guys are doing like key merchandising, like basically what alcohol does. So
yeah,
it's kind of like
breaking records too.
And I can only imagine this is probably what like Prohibition felt like, when it ended in the 1920s. Like same
This
kind
is
of
kind of the vibe.
yeah,
Yeah.
same familiarization.
Everybody's just loving it
Like
now.
honestly,
Well, there's
bro,
probably like that just big in between crowd. Those first couple years, people are like, "What are we
doing?
Yeah.
I'm kind of confused here. And then like,
Well, I think it's funny too now when you walk into like a dispensary and you'll just see like a 65-year-old dude,
I'm just gonna say the old dudes
and it's
or
just
the old people, right? The couples that are there.
I love seeing
Love it, bro. Like the best, man. Like
Yeah.
when you
Because
have
like back in the day when you went to a dispensary, it was just nothing but just scumbags in there.
fucking stoner,
And you're like,
dab heads.
Well, yeah,
Dab heads.
like when you went in there, you were like, dude, I'm a drug addict.
Like
and-
I'm here to get high, guys.
Yeah, and now it's like you walk in there and
I'm
there's
here
like
for the best stuff.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, what's gonna absolutely get me obliterated later?
Yeah.
But now it's like you walk in there and dude, like he's saying, you have like a 65-year-old couple and they're just browsing the selection
Yeah.
and they're like, ooh, I like that one. That looks nice. That looks fun. And you're like, this is awesome.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can't smoke because of my job, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably not good for you to be high. Flying.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Mixing too highs. But
but you could like get super zoned in if you really needed to.
Focused.
I don't know.
Focus.
Matt, you landed the plane 3 times. You just took off and landed again.
Do that sober. Sometimes you just come in hard and bounce them a couple times down the run. We got to get current. But but it's like a wine though. Like you guys are like, it's like wine. Like you hear about it and it's like, oh, this is a sativa and it's like it's a strong sativa with the slight indica in here, and these are the different flavors you're gonna get. Like it's like people are taking what they do with wine. And like you probably have like sommeliers now in cannabis.
Absolutely,
it's rad.
Yeah.
You have the small, same with the wine, right? You have the small batch wines that are sought after.
People are doing like craft weed now,
and they're doing craft weed now, bro. Seed junkies, right? These guys, well,
it's called designer weed, right? Is that what they call it?
I call it exotic weed.
Okay.
Right.
Exotic.
Yeah, and it sucks because basically everything's hybrid now. Right, it's so hard to find like the old Bubba Kushes, the Master Kush, and then it's really hard to find like the Super Civil Hazes and the sativas as well too. It's like everything's been blended.
Yeah,
and it's crazy how much garbage people put out there too. Right, people are it's insane. Right, sometimes what you see people buying or selling, and you're like, man, that's straight garbage, bro. I wouldn't give that to my worst enemy.
But you got to figure that's going to be cannabis is going to be like the alcohol game. Like you go from like bourbon, you have good high quality bourbon that's amazing stuff. Then you have stuff that you're like, wow, that's a gas pump in my mouth.
Super fire.
Like you're like, that was 100 octane. Like there was no actual barrel or anything in there. That was just I took 100 octane and dumped it down a shot glass.
Straight up down my throat.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, except for like. When it's alcohol, it's like, wow, that tasted like race fuel.
Yeah.
And then when it's weed, you're like, my throat is on fire.
Damn, that hit hard.
Yeah, you're like, ow, that hurt going inside.
That was actually on fire coming. Yeah. The smoke was actually on fire.
You were putting fire to it a second ago.
You're like, I just inhaled a burning piece of fire. That was it.
Yeah, the cannabis game, man, like, it's really cool seeing this kind of stuff too, right? Canadips. I mean, dude, whoever would have thought a cannabis dip company would be successful.
And he's making a long cut now, so like these are pouches, and you can grab one out of there if you want and try one.
Yeah,
I'm good. Edibles fuck me up, bro.
Well, these are all CBD.
This is all
so
CBD, there's no THC in
there.
Does
he do his combo still?
They do the THC. They're relaunching their THC stuff. But these ones are all CBD, so there's no THC at all.
No psychoactive in these. This is just, but they're doing it like a long cut, like a full on dip and long cut. So.
Just pack a lit boomer.
A legit
boomer, dude.
Yeah. So we'll be curious to see how that goes.
I like to see long-term effects too, and see if it does have like any kind of effect on your lip or wherever. But that's kind of, I think, where cannabis is at right now, is like with all these new things coming. Like you obviously know, like the long-term effect of smoking distillate isn't probably very good for you. But I mean, it's a highly concentrated version of the cannabis plant.
Yeah.
That's super. Easy and accessible to kids and shit like that now, dude. So, they got to really stand behind their product. Like Stizzy, bro. Like Cresco, they have a liquid live resin cartridge that's like super good, right? It's one of the best cartridges out there. I'm gonna have to get you a couple just so you can try them.
Definitely.
But yeah, look, the future is crazy in cannabis right now.
Yeah.
And I really think that if our nation like comes together with it and like kind of, what's cool is the federal judge just signed the first ballot to decriminalize it. So that's like,
I saw that.
That's super cool, right? It's never ever gotten past a federal judge before. Yeah. So like he actually signed off on it. So the movement's there. It's really cool. Hopefully.
It's just gonna have to take its time, like anything else. You're gonna have to go through the process, I think. But
I mean, the cannabis plant eats carbon like nothing, dude. So like, they could literally they could solve the pollution problem
with weed plants.
Yeah, they just need to grow a bunch of weed on every skyscraper, and this shit would be, we could be breathing crisp, fresh air like the fucking Canadians are, bro. Fuck. You ever been out of LA and just like took in a breath of air and you're like, wow.
Yeah, like I said, like
this is amazing.
It actually feels like oxygen. You're like,
this is amazing. This fucking.
You're like, this is fresh air shit. This shit's kind of nice.
Like I said, I can't smoke it, but I'm very interested in it, and I'm very pro cannabis. Like I see there's so many benefits to this on so many levels. It heals you. Yeah. But like Rick Simpson oil, like I had buddies making Rick Simpson oil, and that like supposedly was like eating tumors. Like,
bro, it kills cancer
yeah,
cells.
it kills cancers.
It kills cancer cells.
Yeah, they were saying
I
like,
seen a guy straight fight stomach cancer. He's still alive right now. My buddy August
with RSO.
with cannabis. Yeah, RSO, eating weed, smoking joint. Like he just took a whole natural way of curing. Like they gave him like 6 months to a year. That was like 12 years ago, and the dude's still cruising. All cannabis. Never did chemo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm a huge advocate for it. I think it's great. I think there's a lot of huge benefits to it. And like you said in the beginning, when this all started, you don't really see people that are stoners out there wreaking havoc and having like all the, not to play off SRH there, but you don't really see them out
Shameless
there.
SRH
plug.
Well,
but you don't really see
it's
them.
supporting radical habits. Let's be real, bro. Wreaking spell with a W.
But you don't see stoners out there just like wrecking shop for the most
100%.
part. Where like we can go down to Huntington Beach tonight and we could probably find 2 bar fights at least.
Absolutely.
At least 2.
I could probably start a couple.
Yeah. Yeah, we can go instigate a couple.
Instigate a few,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
We'll go get high, start a bar fight between somebody else, sit in the corner and laugh our ass off.
But look how many alcohol-related deaths there are in
Oh
this
my
world
God, dude.
compared
Drunk
to
driving.
Yeah.
See, that's
drunk
what I'm
driving,
talking
cirrhosis
about.
of the liver. I mean, the long-term effects that alcohol has into Alzheimer's, dementia, just all that illness that comes from heavy drinking longwards.
Yeah.
But look at Willie Nelson. The dude's lived his life on mushrooms and pot.
weed, yeah.
And the dude,
It's crazy,
That
right?
dude-
It's like everyone wants to take our guns away, but
And that guy too.
I'm taking.
yeah, they're not touching my shit.
Hey, think about Willie Nelson too. That guy has lived his whole life high as a goddamn kite.
Yeah.
Bro,
Lit.
blazed out.
and he's just
Yeah.
kicking it. He's having a good old time.
Whatever, dude. Like, you know, you gotta kind of look almost at like the Asian culture too, and like these dudes from Japan, right? These guys smoke cigarettes and drink whiskey until they're like 130, bro. It's like, what is your secret, bro? It's like
Yeah. They're like
fish.
they're like cigarettes and whiskey
yeah, cigarettes, whiskey,
and
fish.
sushi. Yeah.
They eat nuclear fish.
Yeah, yeah, they're
They have nuclear runoff fish that they're all
You have to
eating.
get the ones with 3 eyes and 4 tails.
No. Yeah, I know it trips me out, man. Like, I really think cannabis is gonna be
It's going to be something big here in the next 5 years.
within the next 5 years, bro. It's gonna be super big. But what sucks is like companies like Marvel
We're going to buy it.
are gonna
They're gonna
come
take
in,
over it, and it's gonna turn into alcohol. It's gonna
and
be
it's gonna turn into this
A
garbage ass
well,
tainted shit.
a
could
joint's
go-
gonna be $30
That's sprayed
because
with
it's like,
pesticides.
But
Yeah.
it could go either way. I mean, you could devil's advocate this and
Small batch.
and you could say like there could be massive cannabis companies now that are Marlboro basically, like
Yeah.
where they end Marlboro and they become that new brand. You know,
Yeah.
there's nothing to say that we can stop like Marlboro, Camel, and all those guys. We could stop tobacco companies from infiltrating the market and buying it out. Now that's like everyone's guess because they have a ton of money from tobacco and they could probably walk in and just be like, yeah, we like your grow. You got 2 million acres of whatever. Like, we're going to take this. We're going to take all these greenhouses. We're going to pay you $20 billion for this grow right here. Cool. Hands are clean. Walked away. But there could be a smart cannabis guy out there be like, no, I'm going to take you guys out.
It just happened.
Yeah.
So, the company that owns like Camel and
It's U.S. Smokeless Tobacco. Or no, it's U.S.
what is it? Yeah, U.S. something, right?
Oh, I used to...
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So those dudes try to come in and buy up Humboldt County, and Humboldt County told them to go fuck themselves.
Everybody in Humboldt was
They're like,
they were
no way,
nah.
bro. Kick rocks.
Well,
like
these-
this is a culture. It's not.
These guys have someone from Marlboro. Like, they took one of like the execs from Marlboro and brought him to cannabis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
smart.
And they
Yeah.
and they're using basically their own medicine against them, and
Yeah.
it's awesome.
I mean, look, #1 distribution company in Cali, and the dude's from Southern Wine and Spirits. So
Right.
It's a massive company, dude.
Yeah.
Southern Wine crushes it across the nation.
Yeah.
And, you know, I worked there for a very short stint. It was not my forte. I was just trying to make money.
were you selling?
Yeah, I was selling. But, I mean, I was 22, 23 years old when I was working there.
Just slinging bottles.
Bro, I was the
That's bad.
I was the life of the party. Like,
course.
every single one of my friends loved me because we were all bachelor life. Like, all my buddies now, we're all in our 30s. Everyone's married and
Cases
stuff.
of liquor.
But dude, I would show up to
Matt's still trying to find a girlfriend though.
yeah, but shut up. Anyway, I'd show up, right, like off of work, and I'd go to the warehouse sometimes, and like, you know, I'd have to stack up on displays for the store. So like, I'd come to a party with like a 15-foot tall inflatable Jaeger bottle,
Awesome.
and yeah, like poach up bars and stuff like that. And like, we could make any house into like the sickest looking party house when you're bachelors because everyone wants Jaeger signs and Patron signs and
Yep.
crazy stuff all over your house, and then all of a sudden like a girl comes in,
Chicks
she's like,
love it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was that was a. Oh.
I got a
most disgusting. Oh my
ice
God.
cold Jaeger. Drink a whole bottle, throw it up, never touch it again.
Dude, when I was 21,
Jaeger makes me like
21, 22 years
just
old.
saying the name gave me that like, oh God.
Dude, there was a lot of Jaeger bomb nights when I was in my 20s.
I don't know why you said that, and I smelled it. And like the smell
licorice.
of Jaeger is just oh God.
Yeah, but no, I think that's cool that's coming into cannabis. That's really cool.
Definitely.
So like that's just showing that the market's growing. That's just showing that people from bigger industries are realizing that this is gonna be.
It's being more accepted.
Yeah, it's a household name.
Weed is not bad. Okay,
Yeah.
weed's good.
Yeah,
Okay?
weed's good.
Weed's good. Okay.
Yeah.
No, but dude, Taylor, this was awesome, buddy.
I appreciate
and
you guys.
I'm so stoked we finally got you to come on, and
Yeah.
we'll definitely get you back soon. We definitely try and get guests back for multiple appearances because
I mean,
we could sit down for 5 hours right now
Yeah.
and just go over a ton of stuff, but we'd like to.
I'm sitting here thinking like, shit, man, I didn't even tell the story about.
That's how it always goes.
Yeah, like,
that's what I
You know what I
mean.
mean? Like,
So we'll definitely get you
I didn't
back
even
on.
tell the story about falling asleep behind the wheel towing a landing.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
God, dude.
We can't leave them on that.
Yeah,
or can we?
End it.
Maybe we can.
End it.
Yeah,
All right,
No,
we'll save it. We'll save
we'll
it.
save it. Long nights.
Yeah, no, but we'll definitely get you back on and get more stories because this has been awesome. And make sure you go. I mean, go support Taylor. Go buy some freaking weed from these
Yeah,
places.
bro. Get it. King's Garden.
Yeah. So and if you guys want to, follow Taylor, see what he used to do, see what he's doing now. Your Instagram is just
Team Sterner, right?
Team Sterner.
Team
Yeah.
Sterner. You can go check him out. And yeah, dude, we'll see you again soon. How's that?
I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming, buddy.
Thanks,
Yeah,
buddy.
good
And
times.
yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Later.
Late.